Greetings and salutations, everyone, to a mini ArchCast. My volume is off. Un momento. That should make things a lot better. There we are. Or worse. Hello, there we are. All right, Kotaku. God help me. This is this is a blast from the past right here. I don't even know how to explain it beyond saying that, yeah, GameGate 2.0, I suppose we are actually back yet again. Wow, this is like 2014 all over again, isn't it? So, many of you probably are veterans of the preceding war, where gamers don't have to be an audience, gamers are over, was written in 2014, boy, by Leigh Alexander. There's another name that several of you probably do recognize. Christ. Now, back then, there was actually an entire organized movement around this. The Gamers Are Dead movement, where dozens of these mainstream media outlets
fire is the answer.
All put out very, 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 very similar articles over a very short span of time. And it was, of course, later on revealed that the reason why so many of them put out very similar sounding articles in a very short amount of time was because they were, you know, all in on it. All of them. This was all just one enormous conspiracy, in essence. And now we are here yet again, aren't we? Oh, God. How the days go by, I suppose. So Kotaku released an article, and this time we haven't seen a lot else of it yet, which is one thing. Hold on a second there. We might have guests. Right. And this time, it's of course over the sweet babying stuff. Hello, Sargon.
How's it going? I've had a lot of people telling me that GameGate 2's happening, so I need to get on it, and I haven't seen anything yet. But then someone sent me this Kotaku. Sweet Baby Ink doesn't do what you think.
Yep, that happened just today.
Right. And is this Gamers Are Dead article, is this a new one or an old one?
Above in link channel, I put the Kotaku article.
Right.
And I was just telling chat about how we've seen this before.
Ah, yes. 2014. Gamers Are Dead. Gamers don't have to be your audience.
Yes, by Leigh Alexander. Now, there's a blast from the fucking past.
God, what an absolute classic. Just before I came on, you were telling everyone that there was a conspiracy. I can tell you more about it if you like.
Oh yeah, I mean, you were literally the one who found a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. So there's a pipeline between.
I have lost.
Radical communist academics. We would call these now intersectional, but at the time we called them SJWs because we didn't have a better word for it. But these are intersectional academics who, for some reason, whatever reason, had a particular interest in video games. And there's a pipeline between them and activists like Leigh Alexander, Anise Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, blah, 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 blah. And the journalists themselves who were also woke activists. And so they would organize themselves on something called Journo List. Let me see if I can find it. Oh no, that was sorry. That was Is it what's the guy from Vox? Who's
Hello.
the guy from Vox?
Hello, Dev.
Happening? Do we finally have Gamergate 2?
It does
Yes.
seem like it.
What was the games journo list, Dev?
The Games Journal list
What
was
was it
the
called?
thing that Billy from One Angry Gamer leaked,
Found,
and
yeah.
it was all the journalists that were in a mailing group together colluding.
So
Mhm.
it was
Yeah, the mail
Ezra
list.
Klein from Vox. I've just put the wiki link because apparently there's a Wikipedia link for the original one, but it was probably like game journo list or something like that.
It was called Game Journal Pros, yeah.
Yeah,
There we
Game
go.
Journo
Game
Pros, that was
Journo
it.
Pros. It's the same thing. So basically, it's a highly self-selected left-wing activist organization for game journalists, and they copied that, of course. And so they would organize and coordinate through that. And so it's like, okay, there's an active campaign, and of course, the active campaign was against the anti-woke, not organization, but grassroots backlash
Service
to
guarantees citizenship.
so at the time it was feminist ideology, but of course it was just social justice ideology more broadly that was the problem.
And it has changed a bit too, because back then they were kind of anti-trans,
Service
and now
guarantees
they're very
citizenship.
pro-trans, right? So I mean, these things change over time, but it's still the same core values.
Were they anti-trans back then?
Yes. A lot of the feminism of the late 2000s and early 2010s viewed trans women as male infiltrators into female spaces. They were very turf-oriented back then. But the turf's
I
also been
remember-
expelled.
Yeah, I remember the intersectional feminists really defeating they called them white feminists, didn't they?
White feminist.
Yeah, that sounds pretty right, yeah.
They defeated them quite quickly, as I recall. I'm pretty sure it was literally like over a summer in like 2017, where it's just like, no, they're the white feminists, and of course after being called a white feminist, the whole thing just got collapsed in on itself.
Yeah, I recall you did a video at one point where you were commenting on it was a trans protest at some sort of feminist event in the UK where the trans people were like kicking down the doors or something, and the women were recording inside being like, these males are coming after us, and you were just saying, listen, you made this bed, all right? Like, you chose this, and now you're losing.
Yeah, these were the people that you courted, and the contradiction forced itself upon you. And which way are you going to choose? You've only got one way to go. So what now?
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
There's other things that have changed too, though. Now, it's a little bit too early to say for sure, because the Kotaku article came out like a couple of hours ago. But back with Journalist, there was a whole network
Heresy's the
of these
question.
people. Like, we
Fire
had
is
no
the answer.
idea of the beast we were
Yeah.
uncovering. Whereas now there's been the whole Sweet Beer Being thing has been covered nearly exclusively by our side of the internet. I think I've seen one other article on Forbes briefly mentioning it, basically going like, this is nothing, it's totally not happening, guys.
Well, I think they've learned that. So last time they blew it up by Streisand affecting it, right?
Yeah.
The gamers are dead thing was what really kicked it off. Like, that just pissed everyone off.
Yes.
They probably learned this time because there's a few good examples. Last year, there was a streamer named Mizkif who was accused of covering up sexual assault, and it turns out he probably actually did it. But what he did was he shut up for a week, just left the internet. On week 2, he came back, didn't say a single thing about it, had his mods ban anyone who brought it up.
Oh,
And
really?
by the end of week 2, he was fine. He came back, no one cares anymore, right? Vosh is trying to do the same thing, where like he's still doing pretty badly, but like he has not said a single word about the Vosh controversy. And
Well, he did.
the
He did a
bleeding
couple
on his
of cope
channel.
streams, didn't he?
He did, yeah. But then like he went away for a week, he came back, he's no longer talking about it, and the Vosh
Heresy's the
hemorrhaging has
question.
slowed.
Fire
So
is the
I think
answer.
just ignoring it is actually sometimes a valid strategy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I saw a video by some chap literally just before I clicked on this, who was saying it's weird that Kotaku and that haven't really done anything to acknowledge it, and of course he had obviously not seen this new article here, and I was going to leave a comment saying, mate, it's because they're afraid. They know they actually have experience of this now, and they know what the consequence is if they start attacking people back. That gets everyone's ire up, and so like you say, Dev, they're actually playing a smart strategy, which is just shut their fucking mouths.
Yep.
Was
But
that
they're also too fucking
Service
cocky
guarantees
for their own
citizenship.
goods, because this article, I skimmed through it super quick. Their whole defense is basically obfuscation. It's like, oh, the gamers are claiming that it's just one company doing all of this. Like, no, we know there's more of you. It's just that this is the crux of it at the moment.
Yeah, and
like there's a list like a dozen people have found so far, like small companies doing the sort of writing work.
Oh yeah, I mean there's
and
a lot of them.
What I love as well is there's a kind of fear. I saw one SJW complaining that Steam was allowing them to have this list of companies to boycott. And it's like, well,
Service
the list of
guarantees
companies comes from
citizenship.
your own website, and all they're saying is don't engage with these. How is that a violation of anything? You know,
Yes.
you can't exactly complain that anyone's done anything wrong there. Because
I have lost.
what have they done?
And the guy in question too, I found an article talking about what happened here recently, Chris Kindred. He argued that the moderator, the dude who made the group, should be banned, of course, that everyone
what?
should go mass report him, etc.
For what?
And it turns out
reported on what?
he got his ass reported instead and had his account
Yep.
limited.
Yeah. Chris Kindred, yeah, that's right.
Oh, it's not 2014 anymore, bro.
Nope. You don't own Twitter anymore, I'm sorry to say.
Right, isn't that so great? And also, Steam have had an avowedly anti-political stance for years now, actually, which obviously drove them mental because there are loads of games on there that are political, and they want to have removed from Steam. And Steam have just gone, no, we're not doing any of that. Shut up, fuck off. We're Steam. We don't take orders from anyone, actually. We're Valve. And it's like, yeah, no, that's a good point. Actually, Valve doesn't take orders from anyone. I mean, it's fucking Valve.
So the guy who made the group, Cabrutus Rambo, he's a Brazilian, and I had a chance to talk to him actually on the Side Scrollers podcast on Monday. He's a really nice guy. He just seems like an ordinary dude. He's like, yeah, I made this because he doesn't even know what he stumbled into. He's like, I'm just a regular. I'm not a content creator. I'm just a guy, you know. And
Right.
he based it off of the Denuvo list. If you heard about that from a few years ago.
No.
So Denuvo is it's like a DRM for games where basically it prevents you from pirating the game. However, it does a lot of other bad things to your computer as well when you install a game with Denuvo on it. So it's not a very
Okay.
popular anti-piracy software. So there's a list that says, listen, here's a list of games that have Denuvo on them on Steam. So if you don't like Denuvo, you can avoid these games. And he said, you know, we should do something like this for Sweet Baby. Like, why not? And so he did. He made a list. And his logic was, if the people at Sweet Baby were proud of their work, and if consumers liked their work, they would use this list for positive purposes. They would say,
That's a great point because
it'd be
sorry,
advertising,
just saying, it's as much an advert as it is a deterrent. You know?
yeah. And that was his argument. It's like, listen, like I don't like these games. I don't like Sweet Baby, but if you do, I mean, this is a list of Sweet Baby games. It just turns out that no one likes Sweet Baby.
But we're doing them a favor. It's free advertising. I mean, they've got 100,000 eyes on their products, right? Like, surely
Almost 200,000 now, man.
Oh, they must be happy with that. I mean, Christ.
Well,
So
that's the
I
thing
saw,
too. This was only intended to be in-group advertisement because you can actually see on their Twitter
I have
account
lost.
they're saying like, check out Battleship, Spider-Man 2, and Alan Wake. Look at the great work we did. Of course, the posts are protected now for obvious reasons, but this was only ever intended to be within the people who thought like them. This was never supposed to escape the echo chamber, because when it does, normal people look at it. Like this is unironically like some kind of fucking Illuminati shit, where they all know they're in the same group, they all speak the same language, and they need to keep the filthy normies out of it.
No, it's not even filthy normies. They want the filthy normies to buy their shit because, you know, no one with any sense is going to buy it. They've got to keep the filthy gamers out of it.
Yes.
That's what it is. Gamers are reactionaries. Yeah. And it purely is based on the fact that you reject their ideology. And the great thing, what was the Lego Butts thread that you had the other day, Dev? Because you've been sort of sounding the alarm on this, that this is coming for the past few days. And so I looked through it, and one tweet is her literally, or him, I'm not sure what.
It's
they
a him
identify
now,
as.
but it doesn't really matter that much.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm streaming on Twitch, so maybe it does.
Oh shit!
Um,
Oh shit! I didn't know you were
well,
streaming too.
Hey man, I'm a good boy. I believe in the current thing, and the current thing is supporting Sweet Baby Inc. But that person had literally said they're just coming out and saying it. They literally just come out and say they don't want diversity and inclusion, and it's like, yes, we're literally saying we were saying it all along, but we're literally going to say that we just don't want that. You know, we want whatever we had before. Fuck off.
And
Yeah, because I mean, what we had before, it still had like. Okay, some people say like, oh, there's a black person in this game, it's woke. Well, obviously not, right? Like,
No,
we still had like
nobody
gay
ever
people.
thought that.
Yeah, exactly. Like we still have. Well, I've seen some people say that now, and it's like you guys are crazy. But
Well, that's just
we
an
always had.
overreaction. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, it is. Yeah, we've always had black people in games. We've had women. We've had gay people in games. No one cared. It was just a thing. No one had to make a big stink about it. It was just part of the game or part of the story.
It wasn't even a thing. That's the thing. It was just you didn't care. Like, I mean, so, like Grand Theft Auto, for example. Like, no one was like, "Oh my god, there's black people in Grand Theft Auto." Like,
Fire
no,
is the
of course not.
answer.
Why would they be?
it was an irrelevancy. Nobody gave a shit. It was just
Well, it's
the
part
video
of
game.
the setting, you know. And then so when it comes to something like Kingdom Come Deliverance, they're like, "Oh, there are no black people." It's like, of course not. It's 14th century Poland, you know. But there are black people in Grand Theft Auto because, like, you know, Chicago or something. You know, like, why are we even having this discussion?
Yeah, exactly. I can give you guys some interesting bits of lore if you like. Because
Yeah.
here, so Arch, if you want to pull this up, this is an archive of the Sweet Baby website from 6 months ago or something. And you'll notice at the top it says projects, outreach, approach, resources, and contact. Right? If you go to their site now, I'll post the site now as well in the link channel. You'll see it says the same things, and then with French at the end. What people realized was that because Sweet Baby Inc. is based in Quebec, there's like French specific inclusivity laws in Canada, meaning that they have to cater to French audiences if they're in Quebec, and so they were actually getting in shit here for being an English company in Quebec. So like everyone was reporting them for this shit up here in
Very
Canada.
interesting.
It was funny. Well, because they're based in Montreal, right? Montreal's a pretty
Yeah.
big hub of game development in Canada, so they're based in Montreal, and they were like, "Oh shit, we're a bunch of anglophones in Quebec. We gotta put a French side." And also, their French website is literally just Google translated English website. Like, they put no work into that. Well, because you can actually you can get fined for this here in Canada if you don't have like a French
Right.
version if you're in Quebec. So they're like, "We got to do something real quick," and they just like slapped it together. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so the whole Lego butts thing, because I have Arch. As soon as you messaged me that you were doing this emergency ArchCast, I was like, I've been researching this all day for the eventual video. I
Perfect.
found, well, it feels like Gamergate again. Like it's the same kind of dig ops. Everyone's like talking about it on Twitter. Everyone's talking about it in various chat rooms and stuff. It feels the same. The energy is there in the community again. You
I
know?
mean, the very
Great.
fact that the three of us are sitting here at the same time talking about it.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to get all of us
I
together
have
because we're all
lost.
busy now.
Shit.
So go on. What did you find? What's been going on?
Okay, so I'm going to pull it up here real quick. So the Lego Butts person, the Felix Kramer person, right? Do either of you remember the video I did on them 10 years ago in Gamergate?
It's been 10 years, Dev.
It's been 10 fucking years.
Give us a break and give us a recap.
Yeah. So the TLDR is that they were Maya Kramer 10 years ago. Now they're Felix Kramer. So they switched from female to male. They switched from Vancouver to Montreal. They switched from Silver String Media to Sweet Baby Inc. But they're doing the same thing. They've been doing the same thing.
I remember.
Yeah. So Silver String Media was a company that did this exact type of work 10 years ago. But here's the thing, they weren't as big. They did like indie games. You know, they had some, I know she had some involvement in like Tunic, which is actually a pretty decent little game. It's only okay. But it was still a game that people played and know about. And Silver String has a bunch of indie games under its belt of like, we came in and helped them write. And Anita Sarkeesian worked for Silver String, and Lego Butts worked for Silver String. So this person, like after, I remember, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. Give me a second, Arch.
One.
Sorry. Listen, I have like 30,000 tabs open right now because I'm deep in the research phase of this. You know how it is sometimes, eh?
Yeah.
And like they're not the only one either. There's other people now beginning to weigh on this on the individual level rather than the larger organizations. And all of their defense is basically the same. It's all like, oh no, this totally isn't what's happening. We're totally not doing this. But if we did, it would be good. Despite the fact that we have the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., of course, saying publicly, no, this is what we're doing. We are literally the full-on, like, we're professional activists speech, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they said this 10 years ago. They've been doing it for the last 10 years. Like, the reason that me, Arch, V, and others know each other is through Gamergate, basically. And we have been a persistent and organized resistance to what we now call woke ideology. And so it's not like we failed in Gamergate. We didn't drive these people out of the industry. We didn't make it so that hiring them was a toxic thing to do to your game, because we were too small, frankly. You know, but the woke stuff has gone much, much further. Everyone see it. I mean, it's everywhere. I did tell everyone it was going to be everywhere. Lo and behold, unfortunately, I was right. And so maybe now it's the sort of thing that can get through to developers.
Yeah. So okay. So here I pulled up some blasts from the past. Okay. So, this Lego Butts person, I actually met them back in the late 2000s. It was at some convention.
Did you date them?
No, did not.
Communist.
It was a passing. It was a passing. Like, met them for 5 minutes at a convention thing. They were giving some sort of a speech or something, and I was there, and I said hi, and you know how it is, right? But it was one of those situations where, like,
Just
I was
fraternizing with the enemy.
Yeah, sure.
Hold on. Like, I was very clearly like someone who, like, she didn't regard me as someone who was part of the clique. I was just kind of there listening to her talk. You know how it is sometimes, right? Like, actually, no, you do know how it is because Anita Sarkeesian yelled at you from the stage. Sorry, Don.
Yeah, but we were hanging out.
Well, no, like I went up to her like after her talk, and I was like, I talked to her for a bit, and it was very much like, okay, thank you very much. It was one of those things like, yeah, I'm not part of the clique. I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she was trying to figure out when I made that video about her in Silverstring Media 10 years ago, and I pulled back all the connections because she had slept with Zoe Quinn at one point. She cheated on Aaron with Zoe cheated on Aaron with Lego Butts during the 6-month span they were dating.
Amazing.
And so that's where that kind of came from. I discovered that Silverstring was like doing PR for Kotaku. I discovered that that she was Lego Butts was having sex with the head of the Independent Games Festival while Silverstring Games were winning awards at that festival. It's like,
just as a quick thing, I never paid attention to like the pretentious indie game scene, but your videos on it were fantastic because like literally they are just rigging the game awards. They're just rigging them for their friends who they are sleeping with. I mean, people are like, oh, it wasn't really about corruption in video games. Like, well, it was about lots of things, and corruption was definitely one of those things. And the corruption was just obviously a woke in-group preference.
Yep. Like, as I continued to look into that, like, well, it wasn't just me. It was like a bunch of us looking into it. But like, my channel published the video in the end, but a bunch of us worked on it.
Yeah.
But what we basically discovered is that this is where Phil Fish basically got ruined because Phil Fish left and didn't come back. Like, he was actually a scalp we claimed in the end. Because it was discovered that because like his company got hacked by somebody, and so all of his financial data was put out there. And so we discovered that the people who invested in his game were also judges at the IGF that voted his game of the year. So as soon as we put that out there, he became like toxic. And I've since, now that my channel's a bit bigger, I've heard from people through the grapevine. They're like, yeah, no one will work with Phil Fish anymore. Like, he's done. He's fucking done. And it was because of the video. It's like, oh damn, I didn't know that I had that kind of clout,
Well, I mean, got to hit them at a weak spot.
Yeah. So Arch, I just posted, these are 4 tweets from back in the day from Lego Butts. And this is basically Lego Butts trying to discover which person on her very open public Facebook was the one that like found all the information about her and then made the video.
I love this archaeology.
It was me. I'm the one. Yeah, she's like, I have 1,400 people on my Facebook because she added everyone she met at conventions, right? As like business connections. She said, I have everyone. Like, who was it? And it's like, well, it was me actually. It was the one fucking loser.
It was you.
That got snubbed. So it was fun to go back through this, and then as soon as I saw Lego Butts talking about the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, like it all came back. All of it fucking came back. But here. So Arch, how much have you researched into Sweet Baby Inc. so far?
The
What do you
company
got?
itself,
Yes.
very little at the moment, mostly because I see all of the stuff that's going on around it, and I see a lot of people starting to make shit up, so I was focusing on the wider ramifications around it rather than the company. So
Do you feel like going down a rabbit hole or two?
why not?
Why
Why not indeed?
not? Okay, so let's see if I can find it here.
Just a quick thing. Thanks for subscribing with Prime, ZimoVane87. I appreciate that. I will have all of your Bezos bucks.
Bezos bucks, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find one thing real quick, Arch, and then we can go down the rabbit hole.
Also, as a quick side
I
note,
have
while
lost-
Dev digs, Rooster Teeth died today.
Who's
Yes.
Rooster Teeth?
Rooster Teeth was a really big deal back in the day. Like, they used to make fan machinima content for Halo. They used to be like...
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, machinima stuff. Like, they used to be genuine, like, geek entertainment.
Yeah, red versus blue and stuff, right?
Yes, Red versus Blue was fucking great.
Yeah. What happened?
And they've been going on under Warner Brothers for years, producing worse and worse content to fewer and fewer viewers.
As you do.
Yep.
As you do. And Warner Brothers bought them up, and now Warner Brothers has shut them the fuck down.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
What's interesting is, because Arch, you were on Side Scrollers as well recently, right?
Yep.
I went on Monday to talk to that guy, and also I gave him, because considering Craig, he didn't know anything about Gamergate at all. So I sat him down for 2 hours, and we poured over all the old lore. It's like a 2-hour video on his channel right now called SFO Goes Into Autistic Detail of Gamergate. Because he's like, I want to know about this stuff because it's now relevant again, right? So we spent 2 hours going through this shit. And he was like, because he ran Screw Attack, which was a big gaming company in the 2000s, like video gaming company. Hold on. Making videos about video games company in the 2000s. But he had kind of like, his company had kind of peaked, and then he sold it off to Full Screen. Then Full Screen was sold off to Rooster Teeth, and then Rooster Teeth was sold off to Warner Brothers. So he got out of there. He's like, fuck this, I'm out. So he left. But now he's like, now that Rooster Teeth is folded, he's like, I want to buy back Screw Attack. I want to get this going again because I mean, they're not going to use that brand for anything. Like, it's 3 brands deep. They don't even know they own it. But okay, so if you Arch, do you know about the weird ghosts thing?
The
about
weird
this?
ghosts? No.
Yes.
What is
The
this?
weird ghosts. Okay. Here, let's see if I can show you. If you go to weirdghosts.ca, this is one of the companies that funds Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah. Weird Ghosts is an impact fund for studios led by underrepresented founders across Canada. So we support video game studios with studio development training, catalytic investments, and community. Yeah. So it's all the same. It's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about. But yeah, they've given a whole bunch of money to Sweet Baby Inc.
How much?
And so, how much? I don't know how much, but it's been a fair amount. I think it was mostly like startup capital. It seems.
right.
They also seem to be pretty closely connected. So here, Arch, if you scroll down to the About Us section on the Weird Ghosts page, it says Weird Ghosts was born from a collective desire to empower structurally excluded game devs. Our ultimate goal is a funding landscape in Canada that truly supports game studios at all stages so that they can all grow and thrive. So, Arch, just real quick, read off the bio of these two people here.
Yeah, I already see. Aileen, she is queer and disabled. I think that goes with the landscape, yeah? White settler living on Treaty 1 territory in Winnipeg.
Jesus Christ. I mean, like, for any of the chat watching, right, if you weren't present in Gamergate, things were woke, right? But they were insufferably feminist woke. They'd be like, struggling against the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah.
Smashing the glass ceiling.
Yeah, kill all men, I hate men, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. This is like an entire
Fire is the
level
question.
beyond that.
Fire is the
This
answer.
is several levels beyond that. The second one, Jenny, she is a queer white settler community arts advocate.
Jesus, I'm a settler. Well, then fuck off.
Okay,
What
so
are you doing?
I got to tell you something that is very specifically Canadian with their wokeness. Okay, so in Canada we have a phenomenon called land acknowledgements. Have you heard of this stuff?
Yeah. They probably do something similar in Australia.
Probably, yeah. So what happens in Canada is basically, okay, I've even seen this in my local grocery store, where like there's a little plaque hanging in the grocery store saying like we acknowledge that this store is built on the attritional land of whatever tribe used to exist here, 1,000 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Basically, the idea is it's a very woke virtue signally thing to do in Canada to proclaim that you are
Yeah.
living on stolen land and what was there before white people showed up. It's
Yeah,
fucking
deport.
ridiculous.
That's what I say. Deport settler colonialist. Arch, I just put a link in. Apparently, a Kotaku reporter was trying to infiltrate the resistance, should we say?
Yep.
And
That's
came
where this
out
article
using
came
that
from,
name.
the initial article. Yeah.
Oh, right.
That was her who wrote it. Alyssa Mercante. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Those
Okay,
are
so-
so classic journalist question too. Is there a reason why many of you don't have your names pictures associated with your accounts on here? Well, why is that?
Are any of you members of right-wing extremist organizations?
Yeah, why don't you dox yourself? Hello, I don't dox you. I mean no harm.
Yeah, by the way, just a quick thing to anyone listening, right? If a journalist ever acts friendly with you, right, they're trying to bite your face off.
Yes.
Just be aware, they're trying to bite your face off. Doesn't matter how friendly or charming they are to you, they are trying to backstab you.
Yes, these are bad human beings.
Heresy's the question.
Yes.
Fire is the answer.
Yeah. So
You can tell because they go under the title journalist.
let's continue down the rabbit hole a bit. So of these two people here, Arch, that you have up,
I have
Aline Mary
lost-
Holowaka and Jenny Robinson Faber. Do you recognize the name Aline Mary Holowaka?
I can't say I do.
No.
You'd think I would with a name like that.
Okay, so this is the sister of Alec Holowaka. Remember who Alec Holowaka was?
No, I don't recognize the surname.
Okay. Alec Holowaka. Here, see if I can find the game for you here. Yeah. Okay, so the game is called Night in the Woods. All right. It's on Steam. It's pretty popular, actually. It is a very progressive, like walking simulator type of game. Here, I'll post it in the link channel, Arch. There's the Steam page. For what it is, it's pretty good. It's if you like progressive walking simulators, it's a pretty good progressive walking simulators. The story is there, the art style is there, but it's very clearly appealing to a progressive audience, and it's very popular. It's sold, I think, over 1 million copies. And this game was made by the company Infinite Ammo, which was a company owned by Alec Holowaka. Alec Holowaka, I'll pull up the article about it, Arch. Here's the article. Alec Holowaka killed himself. And I'll just read off.
Oh, no, this isn't the one who killed himself because of a certain unburnt witch, is it?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. So, the article says Alec Holowaka, whose best known works were Aquaria and Night of the Woods, killed himself. 4 days earlier, his ex-girlfriend, Zoe Quinn, accused him of sexual violence and emotional violence during their brief relationship in 2012. Within a day of the accusation, his company cut ties with him.
Yes.
After saying they believed Quinn's
Yeah.
account.
I'm beginning
News
to
of-
remember this now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, news of his suicide was broken by Holowaka's sister, Aline Mary
Service
Holowaka,
guarantee
who described
citizenship.
his death with the oddly passive phrase, passing away, as if her brother was suffering from a degenerative disease. So, imagine your own sister, like, throwing your corpse under the bus after you've
Wow.
killed yourself.
I mean, I'm sure it's not that bad. And just to be fair, she probably feels various pressures on her.
Mhm.
So I'm I'm just gonna be charitable, I think. And
Sure.
I mean, passing away, it's not, it's not a terrible thing to say about anyone, really. It's people use that when they want to soften the blow of anything. So.
Yeah, she seems to have tried to thread a needle back then because she didn't want to isolate Zoe because she has tons of power, and she also didn't want to, shit on her own brother, right? So she's
Yeah.
like, so I mean, I understand it, right?
Yeah.
But everyone else though, basically has just threw him under the bus. When Zoe came out
Yeah.
with allegations with no proof, and they just threw him under the bus and they destroyed him. He lost his
Believe
company.
all
He
women,
lost
Dev.
everything.
That's the
Believe-
philosophy, and you know it.
So he was still the owner of the company Infinite Ammo, but he just didn't work at it anymore. It was one of those things where like you're going on leave and like
Right,
one of those
right.
things, right? So I decided to look into where is it? Too many tabs open. Okay. Here we go. Arch. Have you heard of the Baby Ghosts Fund?
Baby
Here it is.
Ghosts. That's a sub-organization of the Weird Ghost thingy.
Yep. And there's the link. Yeah. So Baby Ghosts is the nonprofit arm of social impact investment firm Weird Ghosts, delivering year-round programs to support underrepresented game developers and founders in Canada. So it's the same two people, Eileen, Mary Holowaka, and Jenny, and this is basically where they spend a shit ton of money. They start distributing money. It's like this is how they get the funding out there, right?
Right.
And so I was like, where the fuck are these people getting all this money from? What the fuck?
Just
so I started like,
Vivo, thank you for all the gifted subs. You got gifted a
nice.
sub,
Question.
Dev.
Fire is the
oh,
answer.
excellent, thank you, thank you. So I'm just like, where do they get all this fucking money? Because like I found them saying like, our Baby Ghosts program provides a $25,000 no strings attached grant. Our Seal investment support new studios with $150,000 to pay salaries and focus on development for 1 year. We've supported 12 studios so far. It's like, where are they getting all this fucking money, dude? Like, maybe they're rich people. And I'm like, no, hold on, they're not that rich, I'm sure. So I found this. All right, this is from 2021 or something.
Is it BlackRock?
It is not BlackRock.
My chat's wrong. My chat's guessing BlackRock.
So this is a PDF of them. They were giving some sort of speech or some sort of like something, and this is the PDF of it. Okay, and if you look up the word inherited, you'll see in 2021 I met Eileen. We decided to bring together our backgrounds in game dev, community development, and studio business education under Weird Ghosts, and we couldn't do any of this without the support of Infinite Ammo. Eileen inherited the game company from their late brother, and this allowed us to establish it. Yeah.
Right.
So if you look at the massive sales success of Night in the Woods, they've made that game made at least $7.7 million.
Right. Good
And
job.
and then the guy kills himself within a year after making all that money. So it's like that's where the money is coming from. That's where the money's coming from. So this guy was accused by Zoe Quinn. He kills himself. The sister takes the money and then just spends it on a bunch of Zoe Quinn's friends.
Fucking
like,
hell.
That is tragic, man.
No, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to add one thing to this too, just in case anyone doesn't understand how these people had, this kind of influence. I want to just go back in time again to the point where Zoe Quinn and Nita Sarkeesian spoke at the United fucking Nations.
Great point.
Okay? This is how much power and authority was behind these people. They were absolutely untouchable there.
I mean, if you're just wondering, like, how the fuck that happened, it's a great question. I mean, what do you think Arch would have to do to get to sit and speak to the United Nations? Like, Jesus, like, how does that happen?
And this was on, like, the whole Gamergate and women in gaming. Like, to this day, if you go to Wikipedia, Gamergate, it literally, the entire page is Gamergate harassment campaign. Like, these people could bend fucking reality around them.
Someone in the chat is saying Night in the Woods wasn't that big of a success. This is very conspiratorial. Okay, so here's the situation, right? I decided to look it up to see how if this is possible. All right, there's various companies out there that track sales in Steam. The estimates range from 300,000 sales of Night in the Woods to over 1 million sales, and they all they all bend towards the higher number of that estimation.
I mean, it sounds like it was quite a popular game, so I don't see why we wouldn't assume it did well.
Sold $20. He asked $50,000 for a Kickstarter to make the game. He got $200,000 from his Kickstarter. So, and that's what it cost to make it. So, I mean,
there we go.
We're looking at about $7.7 million we can estimate he made from this game.
Yeah.
And so if he made this game and then he died and then his sister inherited the company and all of its money, this is where they're getting their funding from. And it's really strange because, like, Lego Butts is is a close friend of Zoe Quinn, has been for over a decade. And this guy dies, and his money goes towards the friends of the person that falsely accused him. It's like what like it's almost it sounds like it's a movie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a movie
Yeah.
script, and how or like a soap opera script or something. You know what I mean? Like it sounds ridiculous almost, but
I mean, it's crazy how bad it is, though.
yeah.
Like, didn't someone commit suicide after the H Bomber Guy video?
Mhm.
What was that about? 'Cause I've only seen tangentially what that's about.
Yep. That happened just a few days ago. I don't know the full story. I know that Tread Logic's talking about it a lot right now.
Right.
But basically, there was a guy who was accused of plagiarism. He actually did
Yeah.
plagiarize a video a little while ago, and he came out and he apologized. Like, I won't do it again.
Yeah.
He was a lefty, and he made another video, and the other video was not plagiarized. It was actually very well researched, and he still got cut down by his own audience. They did not accept him back. And H Bomber Guy made like a big expose on him, and like a whole bunch of bread tubers were making exposés, and this guy ended up killing himself. And it's like he apologized, he came back, he made original content again, and they still didn't forgive him.
I mean, just to, in case anyone is like, oh, maybe that's an example to follow, right? Never kill yourself over internet drama, or at all, right?
Yes.
Rule for life: internet drama is transitory. No matter how bad you think it is, it will pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his name is James Somerton. Yeah.
Jesus. Can't help but notice that the shitlords have got 0 body count.
Seems like it, yeah. I know that people keep blaming like libs of TikTok or whatever on like certain suicides or shootings, and it's like I don't know. I don't consider them part of my group personally.
Well, they're obviously not, but like,
yeah.
Also, is it something direct from libs of TikTok?
I'm not sure. I have to look into it some more. There's a few allegations floating around about them where it's like they reported on a story and the person ended up killing themselves or something. It's something like that, you know.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that was basically the big thing that I've been currently like looking into is how this company gets their money, and it turns out it's probably from the dead brother. That's where it seems like all the money's coming from, which is just like
that is macabre, isn't it? It's like
yeah.
The thing is too that I want to point out, like, okay, 7.7, slice off like 30% to Steam, etc. Expenses, but if you invest even like $4 million decently, you can keep pumping out those 100,000 grants for a very, very, very long time. So that is far from unreasonable.
Mm-hmm. And even then, having like $4 or $5 million, that's very
Service
significant.
guarantees
It's a
citizenship.
lot of money.
Yeah.
and
so
amount of money.
what it seems like basically is because when I think Sweet Baby Inc. started up shortly after the whole Weird Ghost thing was founded. So what probably happened was that the Weird Ghost people funded the creation of Sweet Baby Inc. They had a whole bunch of like connections in the scene already. And then as soon as they used those connections to start getting jobs, they didn't need the funding anymore. Like they were already self-sufficient at that point, right? Like I don't think they're still giving them money or anything because now they can go to big studios and say, "Hey, hire us and we'll work on your game," and then they get paid for that.
Yeah. And the thing, so just for the chat again, just in case everyone was too young to know about this or wasn't aware, one thing that they would do because they had such close connections to the industry media. There was always a kind of mafia element to the game studios hiring. I mean, Anita Sarkeesian is literally the archetype of this, where essentially she would literally come along and go, "Hey, that's a great game. It'd be a shame if someone accused you of being sexist, but you can avoid that by hiring me as a consultant for like $100,000 or whatever."
She did that publicly on Twitter. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not being a conspiracy theorist. These are her tweets that I'm referencing.
Yes.
And she would do this quite shamelessly, and then she would make money out of it. And it's like, right. And this is a kind of industry, because you get people who are charismatic and have lots of media and industry support. And so they would weaponize like this organized minority within the gaming industry to simply overall browbeat, harass, and drive forward the agenda. And they did this constantly, and they have done for the last 10 years.
That's right. So there was a recent a clip that went viral from I think it was GDC 2019 or 2021, where one of the co-owners of Sweet Baby Inc. was there giving a talk about diversity in games, and she basically said, "Okay, listen, if you work for a studio, you should impress upon the higher ups at your company why it's important to hire on consultants that can come in and diversify your game. And if they don't listen to you, then go talk to your marketing team and let them know what kind of a shit show they're going to be heading into." And it sounded like a veiled threat, where it was like, if you don't diversify your game, there's going to be backlash on social media, and your marketing team will understand, and then they will get you the funding you need to hire companies like ours.
Yep.
And
I don't know if you guys saw
FYI,
that clip.
it is a veiled threat. For anyone
I've
listening.
actually I've got that one. Here we go.
Oh, you got the clip?
I won't play the clip, but I've got the article talking about it. And yeah, this was from a DDC conference where she basically said, if they don't see the value in what you're asking for, referring to DEI initiatives and asking for Sweet Baby Inc. to write stuff up, for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility if they don't give you what you want. It literally is like Sargon says, like, it would be a fucking shame if somebody came around and broke your kneecaps, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So just a quick thing. TMG in my chat says, as vile as the link to the Alex Hollowaker and his money is, I implore people not to get tied up on Sweet Baby and make the mistake of making this about the same old literally who's again. They are but one of many companies performing the same workification function. We should be identifying all of these companies, not just ones made visible by its link to AAA flops. Fair. Good point.
Yeah. It's fun for me on a personal level because I did meet Felix Kramer, 15 years ago, and seeing this person come back over and over and over and over again, it's like, okay, but it is bigger than just them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're just, again, the linkage.
Well, I looked into this a little bit because what I think is useful here is that, yes, Sweet Baby Inc. is not the only one. In fact, you can literally Google like DEI consultant companies and you will come up with hundreds of them.
Yeah.
But what is so valuable with Sweet Baby Inc. and Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is this is now the mark of the beast. You can stamp companies with this and go, no, they're bad. Like, this is our Nazi, our fascist, and that is how we should use it.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah. Here's a list that has been pulled out so far. Yeah. Sweet Baby Inc., Black Girl Gamers, Hit Detection, Balance Patch, Silverstring Media. That was Felix Kramer's old employer. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Stonemeyer Games, Gamer X, Dragon Baby is an interesting one, okay? Because Dragon Baby, they're a translation company. I looked into them already. And what they do is they will take anime and video games, but mostly anime in Japan, and when they translate it, they'll insert woke stuff into it. So there's an example of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, where it was a big boobed woman who said something like, "Man, I was walking around with my boobs out, but guys kept looking at me." But then that was changed to make a Gamergate reference. They inserted Gamergate into the script in the English translation of the anime, right? And so it was so stupid. And like we eventually discovered that a whole bunch of these really
Service
bad
guarantees
translations
citizenship.
were coming out of this Dragon Baby company.
Yes.
And so basically, it's a whole other conversation, but there's been a big thing in the anime community for like 2 years now of people saying, why do you keep fucking translating these shows so badly? Because we know Japanese. We can go back and see you're adding politics to the show. Like, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And the people on Twitter, they always say, well, guess what? We're not just translators. We're localizers. We need to make it. We need to make it so that it's appropriate for the Western audience, which means, of course, adding politics to it.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole other conversation of something that's been happening now for a
Heresy's the
while.
question.
And all of this
Fire
is the
is the
same
answer.
enormous incestuous web. Because you can look at one of those on the list, which I recognize is the Black Girl Gamers thing. That one is another activist organization that hires exclusively on racial lines, of course.
Yep.
Which has massively hyped up within the media, like GamesIndustry.biz, for example, talks about them constantly. Like, this is simply just... This is the waters of the industry right now. It is simply accepted that blatantly racial or sexist organizations can come to you and go, no. We've determined how the political landscape lies. Like, we are the priests proselytizing, and you had better fucking agree with us or else.
Completely. I mean, there's nothing to add to that. And the thing is, it goes way beyond the gaming industry, obviously. Like I'm doing a dig into Ofcom in the UK. Ofcom is the broadcast regulator for all terrestrial, like television broadcasting in the UK, and it's exactly like this. Like
Yes.
social justice ideology permeates the whole thing, and
It's-
there's just it's exactly the same.
It's everywhere. Let me show you something goddamn funny. So this is the social healthcare portal for the Norwegian government, right? National Online Health Services in Norway, big black dude.
Our Viking ancestors.
I just want to hammer home, like, because again, like it sounds so absurd when we're sitting here. It's like, no, this is everything in every way. No, this actually is like. This took over so much of our society that we almost can't see the forest for the trees anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it literally is everywhere.
I'm trying to find one thing. I mean, I'm sure that you guys know about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth boobs controversy, right?
Yes, we're out with the micrometers now, measuring whether or not they have grown bigger or not.
Well, the thing is like they complained that Tifa's tits are still big, and it's like you didn't listen to our HR department about this. It's like, well, no, because that's what gamers want to see.
But what we can't have women with big boobs in it. Sorry, what fucking century? This sounds Victorian, man.
Yeah, so
I know it's an age-old complaint, but fucking hell, these Puritans.
Mhm.
Like Oliver
So-
Cromwell's just walked into a game studio.
Like Tifa was one of the original like '90s era waifus because the first Final Fantasy VII came out in like 1997, and she had big tits back then, and everyone loved her. Also, she also had a character, like a character arc. Like it wasn't she wasn't just tits. She just also had big tits.
Tifa,
I can't help but notice this. This also dovetails nicely with the Sydney Sweeney discourse.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
Okay, so Saturday Night Live, crushing ratings, low, cratering into the ground. And they got their highest ratings ever in the last, like 5 years or something, by allowing a very beautiful blonde woman called Sydney Sweeney to present it in a low-cut, cleavage-enhancing top. Just look it up on Twitter, just Titter. Just search Sydney Sweeney, and you'll see the top. And you'll understand why men tuned in a lot more than they had been previously.
Service guarantees
That's it.
citizenship.
Oh no. Okay,
Yeah.
right. So as a slight side note, this is her Twitter
Question.
profile.
Fire is the
That's
answer.
her with her dog licking her. And I just
Oh,
no!
I just want to say
Dev!
the dog pill strikes again.
why is it
Heresy's the
always the
question. Fire is the
Ah.
answer.
But as you can see, though,
Yes,
There
I
are-
can see
there are-
her showing off her assets.
there are two very good reasons why men would want to watch Saturday Night Live with her presenting it. And this, again, dovetails very nicely with the discourse of actually sexy women are not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like attractive people, right? People who you could also aspire to be, right? Like if you look at everyone talks about Stellar Blade, really hot girl in it, fair enough. There's also there's multiple hot people in Stellar Blade. Just everyone's focused on the main girl because she's the main girl. Everyone's talking about Lies of P, right? Like they made Lies of P, great game. It's really tough. It has attractive people in it. It's not like we have to make everything fucking ugly just for the sake of bringing us all down to the lowest common denominator.
I can
There's
hear the
good looking
screeching already.
yeah, there's good looking people in these games, guys and girls alike. It's like no, we want to make something that people can enjoy looking at, and in terms of,
Aesthetics
like,
matter, damn it.
yeah, it's in terms of characters, in terms of like the location looks really good. It basically like
Horrific.
what's
Obvious
happening
oppression.
what's happening in games right now is just the people making quality games aren't in the big studios making the big IPs anymore, but they're still out there. Lies of
Yeah.
P is sold like millions, and it's not a big name game at all.
And this was always the case for male characters, which is why the "This is He-Man" meme is so very applicable.
the classic. This is He-Man.
Yep. Like males
This
were always
this comes
like
down
this.
to
Fire is the answer.
this comes down to the way that men and women engage with media, though. Men try to emulate the thing they see. Women try to make the thing they see emulate them.
Here, just so the chat knows what we're talking about here, I'll put a picture of it in the link channel, Arch. So Lies of P, it's just like an edgy Pinocchio, because Pinocchio is public domain now. So you have like a femboy looking Pinocchio who's fighting a bunch of hostile puppets that act like hostile robots in like an 1800s era Germany, basically.
Okay.
Has a lot of style. It's really hard. It doesn't hold your hand. And people are saying, "Oh, it's too hard. You have to make it more inclusive. We can't play. We can't be the first. We can't even beat the first level in this game." And it's like, well, no. And also, the girls in it are hot. It's like they basically said, "No, we know what game we're making. We know what audience we're targeting, and we're just going to we're going to make a game that is for a specific group of people, which is people who like hardcore games." And it's a great game. It sold millions. You know, it's a success.
That reminds me, there was an article a while ago during the whole, because we're in the midst of mass layoffs in the gaming industry, right?
Yeah.
Where people are complaining, oh, how can this happen? Like, we can't make games any faster. Like, we can't, it's so difficult to make successes. Meanwhile, FromSoft is over there just pumping out a game every fucking year, hit after hit after hit after hit.
And if it wasn't, again, if the context of all of this happening wasn't just a couple of rogue unknowns coming out with banger games like Palworld and Helldivers 2, like and Baldur's Gate 3, like I might be more sympathetic. Like, we can't make anything good. Well, they did.
Yeah. And it's not that hard. Like, one of the reasons why Warner Brothers shut down Rooster Teeth is because they also made a statement during a big company conference where they stated that the PC gaming market was too volatile. And this is the company that made Hogwarts Legacy. Enormous success. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's literally just like, hey, fans, you like this thing? We're going to make this thing for you. And like, yay, money, 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 money. And then they
Didn't
make
it sell like
Suicide
30
Squad.
million copies?
22
Hogwarts?
Yeah,
million.
the
It's a
boycott
ridiculous
really worked. You know, the boycott was storming.
And then they make the Suicide Squad where they do the exact opposite. They kill off all of your heroes in the worst way imaginable. And one of the brothers is sitting there, shocked Pikachu face, like, we just don't understand the gaming market. It's too complex.
But I just can't understand. I can't believe that they think this. I can't believe they genuinely believe this. Like, it must be a lie, right? It must be that, like, how could professional fucking game studios come out and be like, you know what, we've done zero market research at all. We've only been doing this for 20 years. We don't know anything about this fucking industry. How could that be? They must be lying.
I have so lost. I actually think what it is that the people at the top of these studios, they're not committed wokeists or anything, right? They want to make money.
No, they're cowards.
I don't even know if they're cowards. I think they're ignorant. I think they're detached. I think like you have like the 70-year-old a monopoly man sitting on his money. How do we make more money? And then their 20-year-old blue-haired intern comes in, serving them coffee, and says, "Just put more woke stuff in the game. That'll make you money." And they're like, "Really?
I don't know. I can't believe that the monopoly man at the top knows nothing about life and humanity. Right? I just can't believe he arrives at the top of this and goes, well, yeah, I mean, I was literally just born yesterday. Yeah, I'll put in all these ugly chicks and make the game really offensive, like make it so we're attacking the audience. Like, even they can, like, I could go to something I know nothing about and at least divine what people might like about it.
It's a combination of two factors. So, another interesting article here where Sweet Baby Inc. says a lot of their woke shit, of course. In this, she goes on this, the CEO, explaining that, they know what people like. They compare us to babies again. Like, they're spoiled babies. We fed them what they wanted, like cool games. And then we thought to ourselves, what if we'd feed them what they don't like? I was like, okay, that's a thought.
Imagine going to a restaurant and being like, yeah, I'd like a burger. And they bring you out, a fucking kale sandwich, salad. And you're like, no, I'm the customer. And they're like, no, you're a bad person if you don't eat this kale sandwich, salad. I'm like, no. I am the customer. I'm the one with the money. And that's what Gamergate is.
The fucking chef comes out and goes like, dare to dream a little. Eat the kale sandwich.
Yeah.
But this is part of it. So the 70-year-old CEO, he gets told by the hippie, like, no, I know what the kids like. And then the consultant also comes and says, and you know what? I know about this thing, this company that gives out millions in funding if you just tick these boxes I'm asking for. And suddenly it makes a lot of sense. The money man at the top sees an enormous investment, and the hippie is telling him this is what the kids like. So for a lot of these companies, they were genuinely convinced that their consultants knew what they were talking
Heresy's
about,
the question.
and they were
Fire is
enticed
the
by
answer.
all of the money. That's also why we're
I have
seeing a
real
lot of
trouble believing that.
withdrawals from it now, because ESG is shrinking so fast. Just a couple weeks ago, they cut another $14 trillion
question. Fire
in
is the
ESG
answer.
funds. 14.
Yep.
You can't even imagine the numbers.
Yeah, I do think what's happening is that now that we've gone through an entire development cycle or two, like 5 or 7 years of games like this being made, and they're all flopping.
Yep.
I think now we're going to be like the next projects coming up are going to be kind of bereft of this stuff.
The message
There's
is
no money in
finally
it.
starting to come through, because this is the thing. All of these companies, it takes years to plan out these projects. It takes so long for even the most obvious message to work its way through the system.
I don't know. I mean, it must be that, because it's tough to believe that they're literally like, yeah, we're gonna take. I mean, like, just like as if there's no market research as well. It's like, look, just go and look at the Steam reviews. What are they saying? You don't have to poll gamers. Just literally read the fucking reviews. Like, oh, everyone hates it. Okay, well, we're gonna produce part 2. It's like, no, like I just. And then to be like, yeah, well, we're just going to leave all this money on the table. It's like, are the money men really going to think that? Like, I don't know. I just can't bring myself to believe it. Like I said,
I think they actually had. I do think they actually had the wool pulled over their eyes, because if you go back a few generations, you had a bunch of rich people who had no clue what the hippies wanted back in the 1970s, but they still sold them stuff.
Yeah, but that's because they were like, okay, what do hippies say? Oh, they say peace and love. Okay, put a peace sign on a t-shirt. They like Che Guevara, put Che Guevara on the fucking t-shirt. They literally courted the audience. But these guys are doing the exact opposite of courting the audience.
Well, not necessarily though, because if you look at like the Jesus Christ, the blue-haired intern can walk in and say like, look at this viral tweet talking about Black Lives Matter. You got to put BLM in your game. Like they can do the same thing,
And it's also the long-term planning. Rings of Power is a beautiful example of this. Because they signed a contract. Amazon were completely convinced, this will be the biggest thing ever. They signed a contract for 7 seasons. The first season was a terrible flop. They had to actually abuse their own algorithms on IMDb to try and give it the veneer of semi-success, right?
I mean, when you logged on to Amazon, it was the first thing front and center.
Yes, they were such a massive marketing campaign, but they're now completely fucked. They've announced the 3rd season now. They've got like pre-made paperwork for several. This is the sunk cost fallacy in action, basically, where the company's like, we've already put hundreds of millions into this. We can't really back out now, and so they keep screwing the lawnmower.
Yeah. We did a watch party. It was me, Kibbs, Arch, and Lilith, and we watched Rings of Power. Fuck, it was awful. Oh my god.
I was kind of enjoying how bad it was, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not even joking. Like when the buxom housewife woman ends up leading an army, I'm like, okay, what is this? Like anyway.
But this is really a large part of the thing. Like, Dev has it correct, and there's the economic incentive as well. Like, a lot of them were simply just tricked, and then they were thought, oh, no, hold on. It'll come. We just need to convince those silly gamers that this is what they actually want. And they had enough marketing research of a way to convince them, because they have the viral tweets, they have Zoe Quinn at the fucking UN. They can bring up all of these things that doesn't cut to the core of it, and it's easy enough to then to convince the guy at the top, like, okay, sure, if you say so, you're the expert. Try again, I guess.
Yeah, I honestly think that like after the whole George Floyd thing, like everyone was just getting on board, and some of that was them saving their own skin, and some of that was they thought there was real money in it. I have lost shit.
No. Maybe. But like, they would have to be really fucking stupid.
They are. And the beauty of it, too, is they're going to have to die for it, I think, because the layoffs right now, like 5-6%, sounds big. These companies are raking in the debt. Like, Disney is hundreds of millions in the hole. Like, 5% isn't going to save them.
Yeah.
They're going to need to Elon Musk this stuff. Just Twitter
Heresy's
it.
the question.
Half of
Fire
the
is the
employees
answer.
out the door.
Yeah. They like literally they need Elon Musk to come in and just make executive decisions.
Yeah, it really is one of those things where you have, even for games
lost.
companies that you guys might not like Nintendo, for example, they're still raking in money. They bring in tons of money.
Nintendo.
Well, you don't play Nintendo games, is what I mean, though.
Oh yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
not
no,
really-
yeah. I don't. But like, I respect Nintendo as a company.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you know,
because
they've
like
done
they're
nothing
making
wrong.
the games that their fans want to see,
Yeah.
and they're not putting any nonsense in it. It's like, here's the game you want. Here's Zelda. Here's Mario. Go ahead.
And it's not even that. It's just like, here's the game we want it to be, because they're very particular with their own IPs, and they have a very insistent internal consistency, which I respect. Even if I'm not a fan of the franchises.
Perfect example of it. They opened the theme park in Japan fairly recently.
Yep.
Massive success, and it's just one enormous fan wank. All of it. Like they'll serve you
Why wouldn't it
burgers
be?
that look like little mushrooms and stuff. All of the
Yeah.
decorations looks like Mario World stuff. It's just Nintendo going, oh hey, we have a dedicated customer base that likes this thing. How about we just provide them with this thing?
I love that the Nintendo theme park can be described as a fan wank. Like, what else could it be described as? Like, it's the Nintendo theme park, for Christ's sake.
Heresy's the question.
I mean,
Fire
I
is the
also
answer.
like to flip the whole get woke go broke thing on its head. I think it's actually inverted. I think it is get broke go woke. Yeah, because I'm a broken record at this point. There are games out there made by leftists that are nonetheless good games, and they sell, and then that's it. And it's like, okay, you made your money, right? They have a whole bunch of sales. Their company keeps going. They don't need to go on Twitter and start talking about how woke they are as a defense for why their game failed, because the game itself was good regardless of their politics.
Yeah.
It's only after the thing starts to fail that they go on Twitter and say that their audience are man babies for not buying the product.
There is definitely an aspect of that.
There is both, because you can make a good product that has woke politics in it because you're making the product first. It is when you're inserting this into a product that is already in development, inserting it, that's when stuff starts to break. Because more often than not, this simply doesn't belong. Like, it's the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power thing, right? Girl Boss Galadriel does not exist in the Lord of the Rings universe. And so putting her in there ruins everything.
Like, can you even imagine being a fan of Lord of the Rings and looking at that and being like, yeah, no, that's fine. Galadriel's basically a teenage girl. Why? Because she's 2,000 years old. That's why. Fuck off. But anyway, it's nice to see stuff happening, frankly.
It is.
Yeah, it feels the same as it did 10 years ago. Like the energy in the community it feels very similar. Like everyone talking about it, everyone looking into things, autists coming out of the woodwork to do deep dives,
Yeah.
And this
good.
time, we have a much better chance at doing something about it. Because, as you said at the beginning, Sargon, Gamergate failed to chase these people out of the industry. And it's because we had...
advance.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were actually doing. And we had no idea what we were up against either. And so we were using, as with every war, we were fighting it with the last war's weaponry. The idea of hitting them in the wallet, for example. Like, okay, that's a nice idea, but when the wallet is the size of $14 to $15 trillion...
Yeah, well, it's BlackRock's wallet.
Yeah, you don't have enough wallet. But if you hit them in the culture, if you change the culture, if you make Sweet Baby Ink just the mark of Satan, there you go. Now you can do some damage.
Well, I think it's also Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. I think it's also the fact that back then, we actually trusted the people who were at, let's say, the top of the gaming community, right? Because if you go back even 10 or 20 years before Gamergate, you had various pushes from, let's say, more right-wing figures who wanted to censor video games because they're too violent, or they're sacrilegious or something, right? And it was always games journalists and game developers and people who were, let's say, the elites of the gaming subculture. It was always the people at the top who would defend gamers. And you had like Jeff Keighley going on Fox News to defend Mass Effect, right, and the sex scene in Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so
also
we
wanna
all
point out-
thought, like, hold on, just real quick though. We all thought these people had our backs, but then as soon as the Zoe post happened, and we realized, oh, they're also corrupt, and we started looking into them, then they turned on us. And so that stab in the back, I think, was a very big surprise for a lot of people.
Yes.
But now, 10 years
I have
later, we're
lost-
used to it. We know that
But
they don't actually have our back, and so we're more prepared for this now.
Also, it was the source of the threat, right? Because they were prepared to be like, no, Jack Thompson, you crazy conservative Christian, fuck off, because we hate conservative Christians, right? They were prepared to do that. But when it came from left-wing woman, they were like, oh no, you're all bad people. It's like, no, we're not. In fact, the woman themselves may not be a brilliant person herself. But someone in my chat made a good point. This time, right, and I'm saying this deliberately about you, Dev. We're not going to allow the soft center-left types to command the discourse.
Oh, do you mean like the Chris Ray guns and the shoe on heads that we're talking about?
Yeah. Like,
And there's also-
so Serge
there's
in my
the-
chat says, if Gamergate 2.0 does happen, we're not letting the, quote, moderate liberals get a hold of the movement again. The radical front of Gamergate was right, and the shitlibs of the old Gamergate owe us an apology. That's true.
Sorry, I'm still a liberal at heart in the end.
Well,
I still
yeah,
like
but
the
you
liberal
know-
values.
But I didn't say you weren't. That was true.
And there
That was
is
true.
there
That
is
was
the
true.
scale of it. Because I want to point out again, what Gamergate was about was ethics in games journalism. What a absolutely naive goddamn notion. Ethics in games journalism. Oh, really now?
Yeah.
Like, you look
Service
back
that
at that
was-
and you just, you
Well,
marvel
hold
at
on
it.
though, Arch, because we still wanted those people to be ethical. We just figured out they were never going to be.
Yeah, but that was the
Sure,
thing.
but-
We had no idea. We thought ethics in games journalism was the
Service
problem,
guarantees
not that the
citizenship.
games journalists weren't, amoebas creatures from the darkest reaches of our fear.
Yeah. But also, we should have been more
Service
expressly
guarantees
political about it.
citizenship.
'Cause the problem with ethics in games journalism is it's an apolitical statement, right? From people who are operating as a political cabal. We should have been expressly political about it. Because really what it came down to is, are they going to serve their interests or are they going to serve our interests, right? That's what it came down to. And like nobody gave a shit about corruption when games companies would give like some fucking streamer a fucking rig and the video game to play it on and stuff like that. No one cared, right? Because really it was like they wanted that gamer's opinion of the game and they wanted to know whether it was going to be a worthwhile investment for them as hit from him as a representative of them, right?
I mean, I
So-
kind of cared about that.
Yeah, okay, Dev.
Sorry, I
I
the only one,
appreciate
I'm the
you're
only
the
one.
one unicorn who cared about that, right? But nobody else really cared about that. This sort of stuff happened all the time. And this was one of the defenses the
Service
SJWs would make all the
guarantees
time. And they were
citizenship.
right about that. They were right. Generally, people actually didn't give a shit about that. What this really was about is representation and interests. And Gamergate should have been more forthright in saying that. Because, again, it's our money. We're the customers. You can get fucked.
See, the only reason why that doesn't sound quite right to me is because what we said like 5 minutes ago, where I mentioned that you can actually have good games made by leftists.
Mhm.
Because it sounds like you just want the leftism out of gaming. That also means that the good games made by leftists go, and I wouldn't want that.
No. What
Okay.
I'm saying is there is, of course, always going to be a space for people who make their own games and are successful, like Phil Fish, who are also irredeemable leftists, to exist. We can't stop them from existing, right? That's not our business.
Right.
They have no place going to the company who makes like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto and saying, we need an input on your games. That's the issue. They have absolutely no place there. And that's what happened. That's what this is all about. That's what this Sweet Baby Inc. thing is. Why are they being hired by major game studios to give an input on games that they are not represented in? The games that they're not represented in, and I again, make this very clear, they're not for those people. They never were. These people were never interested in any of those games. And this is just because it's a power play and it's for money.
Heresy is the
That's why they do
question.
this.
Fire is the answer.
Yep, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
And this is why the gatekeeping position is the correct one. Because, yeah,
Exactly.
no, we are not going to stop you. I don't have the power to stop you. I can't prevent somebody from going into a Games Workshop store and buying 40k models. But if you then go to tweet to the company, like, hey, what about female Space Marines? No.
That I can engage with, actually.
Exactly.
And will.
Yes,
But this is the point.
Oh, go on.
No, you go ahead.
You're
Okay.
both so polite. It's terrifying.
This is it's the Anglosphere, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
This is generally why I tend not to go after new IPs that I find are really cringe. Like there was that tabletop game called Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Looks cringe as
Never
fuck.
heard of
It's really funny. But like you're making your own thing, so fine. Like go have your own thing. You know. There was what was it that one cartoon show High Guardian Spice, woke as fuck, really bad. But you know what? Make your own thing. You're not
This
you're
is
not
why I
polluting
never cared
somebody
about
else's
Steven
community.
Universe. I didn't care about Steven Universe at all. Why? Because it's something they'd made. Okay,
Yeah.
it looks shit. Enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. So like, if they're not, taking over an IP and polluting it, I don't have a problem with it personally. It's like, you're making your
Yeah.
own thing. It's not for me. Fine. Just
Yeah.
leave the things that are for me.
But the moderate liberals have to take a backseat on this because we've been through this before. It's like no, we're not moderate liberals. That's what we have to get past. There is no space for that blue-haired person to be in this community. That's what it has to be on.
What are we then, if not moderate liberals?
Well, I'm a traditionalist.
Right. Yeah. Whenever I hear you talk about the Sargon, you always say like, you like liberal values, but liberalism is the thing that you're discarding.
Yeah, but that's because I'm an Englishman. The tradition of England is what liberalism is based on.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah.
So I don't really have a choice. Like it's just a natural part of my culture.
Mhm. I'm pretty sure it's like that in a lot of the Anglosphere, frankly.
Yeah, it is. The entire Anglosphere is, of course, based on English values, which is why we call it the Anglosphere.
Yeah.
But the point being, there has to be a hard no. It has to be gatekept, as Arch is saying. It just has to be a no. No, we're not going to talk about inclusivity. We're not going to talk about diversity. We talk about other things. We set the agenda. It's not that.
Yep. And this needs to be set with the companies. Essentially, we need to do to them what they did to us. If there is anything that is perceptibly gay or woke, more correctly, because gay can mean good things as well, in the game, then we need to go, nope, this is woke, ban it, yell at it, be mean to it.
The fact that they would make any sort of reference to that, like, for example, right, if they, the new Doom game comes out and they're like, oh, the character's gay. Why you bring that up? This is not a game about interpersonal relationships. Why would that come up? That's a woke issue, right?
Yes.
It's not the issue that there's a gay person. It's the issue that you've taken something external to the property and inserted it where it literally makes no fucking sense. It's a single guy on Mars killing demons. Why do I need to hear about sexuality? I don't. This is a part of a woke agenda. That's what that is.
And there are degrees here as well. Our favorite topic during the D&D sessions, Dead Space, for example. Because Dead Space has woke elements in it. Absolutely. They uglified the female character. They added in unisex bathrooms. They changed the genders and races on the posters, etc.
I have lost.
But this is skin deep. If that is all it is, then okay, shrug. It's not a battle I'm going to engage with.
I'm kind of with V on that one, though. I think I'd be like, nah. I think I'd be out of spite, just nah.
Out of spite.
Yeah, no. They have to understand. If they caught this sort of what was the terminology on the sign on the bathroom?
The words are the same, but they changed a white man to be, I think, like a black guy. I think.
Oh, the
And also,
posters. There's also unisex
posters.
bathrooms because there were. There were male and female bathrooms in the previous one.
I mean, the thing is that sort of makes sense because they're on a ship with limited space. So
Except,
I don't really care
Dev, there were
much.
just as many bathrooms. They were just unisex.
Right.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it makes sense to me.
No, it does, Dev. If you have 2 bathrooms and you
Yeah.
change both of the bathrooms to unisex, they occupy precisely the same quantity of space. It's like,
That's
Archie's
stupid.
got a great point there, Dev.
Yeah, I gotta look it up real quick. Hold on. I don't know exactly what we're talking about.
But no, they should get backlash in the same way that the left would give them backlash if they, had a character with a MAGA hat on and it was never referenced, right? There was just some guy there with a MAGA hat on. They'd freak out about it. It's not that we need to freak out. We just need to be like, no, not buying your game because of that. Sorry, I don't know why you've done it. Moving on to the next thing. Someone else is getting my money. Fuck
Okay, here's the issue. So pull that up, Arch. Yeah, it says specifically all gender restroom on it.
There we go.
Like-
All gender. There we go.
Yeah.
All
oh
gender.
yeah, they
That-
actually
yeah,
do
yeah,
have
yeah,
a little trans person sign on it too. I see.
And that's the thing. If it was a unisex bathroom, like it's a stall, right? It's just a single person stall, fine. Because that actually is something that existed before. It's just a bathroom because it's got a one
Yep.
door. There's no all gender because all gender commits you to there being more than 2 genders. No, incorrect.
The logic of we only have one bathroom, everyone can use it because they're on a space station with limited space. Fine,
Sure.
I can accept that, but it's the way that they phrase it, right? It's how it's the icons they use. Yeah,
It's an all gender bathroom. What do you mean all? Don't you mean both?
And there's also the little graffiti, including "fuck this ship. It's a shitty capitalist organization."
Oh
Yeah.
my god, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that was the thing in there too.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
I'm not even like a big capitalism defender, but not having it. That's commie shit. Fuck off.
Call me shit, indeed.
Yeah.
But it is
So
also
we-
picking.
We
one's
have to be on
battles.
guard for this.
Like their space was good, so okay. I'm just gonna ignore it, basically.
Yep.
And wait for the next thing that is bad, because there's gonna be a next bad thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no point attacking something popular. This is what the mistake they made with Hogwarts Legacy. It's
Yes.
like, look, just shut your fucking mouths. Just shut your mouths. They made themselves unpopular and uncool by attacking Hogwarts. And they couldn't even stick to it themselves. There's so many like left-wing streams going, look, I know, guys, I know, but I love Hogwarts when I was growing up. I loved Harry Potter. And I've got to stream it. And even Hassan Piker fucking cucked to this. And it's like, you spineless maggots. Fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where the Dead Space remake taking away these aesthetic changes, which are important, but you put them aside.
I have lost
The actual game itself, how it plays, and the story, it's all still how it was before. It's not like the game itself decreased in quality. So that one's probably going to be a hard sell. It's when they add political stuff and then they
Service
also make the
guarantees
game worse.
citizenship.
Those are
Sure.
those are the ones where it's really bad. Yeah.
But the issue is, and this is the important part, I think, identifying the will that underlies it, the intent. Like, if they're going to we've got an all-gender bathroom, and capital, no, you're attacking us. You are attacking normality. Normal life outside of this game is not woke. You are trying to make it so it's represented there, not having it. That's what people have got to be like.
Yep.
And that's what the moderate liberals couldn't bring themselves to do, Dev. Identify the evil will that was trying to act upon us, Dev.
And there are plenty opportunities to find easier targets, like the recent release Suicide Squad, which has managed to shed 95% of its players. Like, there you go, there's an easy target. Use
Yeah.
this as the example.
Yeah, 100%.
I do recall looking into Pal World, right? Because Pal World has the body type A, body type B thing instead of male female, and it's made by Japanese developers, and they're like, well, why'd you do that? It's like, we thought that's what the West likes, so we just did it. We don't really care.
Yeah, I
They're just
saw the
completely
Power
ignorant,
World
you know?
stuff. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
literally, we Americans like ugly people was their reasoning. It's like, do they? That's interesting, and probably news to most Americans.
hmm Yeah, they just seem to be ignorant of it, and they
Yeah.
they said, well, why'd you put guns in Pal World? Americans like guns. It's like, well, okay. I mean, you're making a game that you think will appeal to people, so fair enough.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where they just got it wrong, right? They don't seem to be actually pushing anything.
they're not woke themselves at all. I mean, the guy who made Power World was totally cynical about it. So I just want to make a popular game, bro. Great.
Yep.
That's all I want you to make as well. So
Fantastic.
Godspeed.
And guess what? You're the only person who's trying to do that right now, so enjoy the piles of money, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Enjoy success. God, when there were like 1 million concurrent streamers on Power World, and the fact that everyone was freaking out about it, and it's like, why are you freaking out? Like, it's because it was something they didn't have any control over. That's why. They had no influence over them at all.
I remember people saying like this, this glorifies gun culture, this glorifies enslaving animals. It's like, come on, guys, like,
Great.
Yeah. And have been for decades, and no one cares. So fuck off. I've not got Power World. I don't play it, so it really doesn't bother me any.
I
Really?
wanted
You
to play it until it became popular, and now I'm just like, meh.
Yeah, I refuse to play new and/or popular games.
Yep.
This is why me playing Helldivers is so unusual.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Even Helldivers, I like.
Helldivers is pretty fun. What are you talking about, Arch? It's a
It
fun game.
is, but it's popular. yeah.
But it's popular.
Yeah.
You guys
I
are
can't help
hipsters
myself
at the core, it seems.
Well, I can't help myself with
A
Helldivers.
little bit.
And it's not even that. It's that. It's not even about being hipster or anything. It's more that a lot of people tend to bandwagon, right?
Mhm.
And I want to avoid being sucked in by what on the surface appears to be good, but turns out to be very shallow and just got bandwagoned into buying it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I just want to be a very special snowflake.
Heresy's the question.
There is that. Too.
Fire is the answer.
So instead, Arch, you play Power Wash Simulator.
Listen, that was chance. I didn't want to.
You played it twice.
I'm going to have to play it fucking 3 times to finish it.
Service guarantees citizenship.
I don't understand why Games Workshop have put that out. Like, what's the point of it?
Right now, Games Workshop is kind of like the popular girl at school. Like she's had her high school debut. Suddenly she's hot, and guys are asking her out, and she's like, "Well, I mean, sure." Games Workshop has become the slut, and
Right, okay.
the consequences are yet to arrive.
Right, I understand. Okay, fair enough. Well, what can you do? Games Workshop have yet to get an SDD.
Yep. Once that happens, I'm sure they'll notice.
The thing is, though, like, it is degrading the value of their IP.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's one thing to sell like a cringe ass bathrobe or something. It's like, okay, that's weird, but fine. But Power Wash
I don't even hate
Simulator?
that. I don't even hate that, actually. Like, merch of like, getting an Adeptus Mechanicus bathrobe, whatever. That's not terrible, right?
Oh.
That's not like. I could see why people would want to buy that.
Yeah, it's merchandise. But 40k
Yeah.
Power Wash
Heresy's the
Simulator is
question.
about as far away
Fire is
from
the
the core
answer.
IP as you can get.
And it's not even. It's like, what was the point of this?
A
Yeah,
point
I'd probably
was-
buy an AdMech robe. I think they'd probably look cool.
Right. I don't want to keep you both of you too long today, since we're on a regular day, work week and all that. And Dev, you said you need to do something.
Yep, I gotta go pretty much right now, so I will see you guys tomorrow for D&D.
Hold on, Dev. Give me a second.
And yeah, I cannot do the Archcast with you this week, Arch. But I mean, I did this one, so I guess I did my one for this week.
Well, you already told me, Dev. Did you think I'd forgot?
I'll
Nope,
be
but
I'll be somewhat
announce-
late tomorrow, by the way.
Yep, you
I
said
just
that.
I'm late.
I wanted to let the chat know that I won't be there this week. However, I just found this right at the end, Arch. Right at the end. Here, check this out. See if I can. The person who wrote the article on Kotaku defending Sweet Baby Inc. Guess what? They're racist
God.
against white people.
Oh,
Oh,
who could have imagined that?
what an absolute shocker.
Is anyone surprised?
What an absolute shocker. Let me bring that
Dev
up.
looking around for someone to look surprised. Chat, anyone in chat?
I have lost. Well, like every time we've looked into anybody involving any culture war, it seems like even like What was that one Asian chick who ended up working for the Washington Post or something? She had like a bunch of racist
Heresy's
slurs in
the
her
question.
Twitter.
Oh, I
Fire is the
remember.
Yeah.
Sui Park.
Something like that. Yeah. Just it was every one of them. There's like skeletons in the closet, and you always dig them up, and it's always funny to see. Oh, look, you're actually a piece of shit. Every single
I'm
one.
pretty
of you.
sure it's the Sui Park one. Korean American social justice internet activist. But she tried to cancel Colbert. Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't think so. Actually, no.
No? Oh, okay.
No, this was, to be fair, this is going to describe like all of them, but this was an Asian woman who hated white people but only had a string of white boyfriends,
Oh, well, yeah.
and then ended
too
up
much
working in
white people.
journalism, and then they uncovered her old tweets, and it was all a bunch of racist
Yeah.
shit. Sarah Jong, that's her name. Thank you, Chad.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah Jong.
Before you go, though, Dev, there's one super chat for you.
Oh, awesome.
Leonard Church. Finally, Saga can ask Dev why he thinks anyone other than Trump, that Trump is guilty of it all, that Biden is completely innocent, and we are idiots who haven't read anything, so screw us.
Oh, God, don't even get him started. Dev has
Here's
got
the
to
thing.
the position where, like...
What?
sorry, go on.
Well, I don't even necessarily think that Biden's completely innocent.
Oh, he's not
Service
completely
guarantees
innocent.
citizenship.
Amazing.
Completely innocent.
He's not completely innocent. He's just
Hmm.
mostly innocent.
Dev thinks Biden is better than Trump, and that's just wrong. And he should be hurt for it.
How many Russian
I don't even like
mafia
Biden.
members does Trump take money from? Because we know that Biden takes money from one.
Do we?
Yeah.
I
The
haven't
former
kept
mayor
up
of
with-
Moscow's wife gave Hunter Biden $4 million. Why is that?
Yeah, I haven't kept up with the Hunter Biden.
Yeah,
file.
I have though.
Yeah.
So why would that happen?
Don't know. I'm
Why-
not educated
why
enough to
would-
talk about it?
Why would various Chinese companies give Hunter Biden millions of dollars? Why would
I
Hunter
don't know.
Biden's texts to Pedo Pete, which is what Biden's number was stored under on his phone, make like resentfully argue that he's annoyed that his dad forces him to give him money? Like, why would he say that? Like, the idea that Biden is just like mostly okay is just preposterous, man. I'm not even going to go into it.
No, fair enough. I mean, the thing is I've been watching the Trump indictments, right? And I mean, I could ask you a whole bunch of very similar questions about Trump.
I'm sure that the Trump indictments are totally valid and that there's no political
Well,
corruption around that. But it's
well,
still
hold
not
on.
Trump leveraging his office to take money from foreign governments.
You can't. Okay, here. Let me just put it this way.
Can.
You cannot
And will.
say that the various investigations into Biden are completely legit, while the various investigations into Trump are completely illegit when it's coming from the same DOJ.
No, the investigation into Biden didn't come from the DOJ, right? It was stuff that was leaked and forced. This is all the stuff that got censored. This is all the stuff that got suppressed, and it was people like Rudy Giuliani who were going into it.
Sure, but I mean, Hunter Biden is going to trial. I mean, it's coming out
he's
in
getting-
the trial as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, but he's going to get a very light slap on the wrist and a very small fine, and nothing will happen to him.
Maybe we'll have to see.
He's the president's son, 100%. Bet. You can bet me on this.
Mhm.
Hunter Biden is not going to jail.
Come
We'll
on,
have to
Dev.
see.
Take his bet.
We'll have to see.
You trust the
We'll have to
system,
see.
Dev.
We'll have-
Dev, the
we'll have to
system,
see.
Dev.
Dev,
The
do you want
system.
to put
Well,
money
here-
on it,
well,
Dev?
Well, here. I mean, we can if you like, but I'm not. Well, I'm not really that married to the idea of Hunter being guilty or innocent. I'm more married to the idea of Trump being guilty because that's one that I've really looked at.
Okay.
Here, let me put it this way: if Trump is found guilty on one of these various cases against him, do you think there's any chance that he's actually guilty, or is it just the fact that the establishment hates him?
It depends what the case is, right? Because, like, we spent, what was it, 4 years, something like that, going on about Russiagate? There was
Service
nothing to
guarantees
it.
citizenship.
So it depends. I mean, maybe there is a case that can be made against Trump. It's just that so far, Trump has been the most investigated man in American history, and they've turned up basically nothing. And don't get me wrong, I'm as shocked as anyone by that. Like, billionaire, tycoon, playboy businessman, surprised that he hadn't really done anything wrong.
I mean, nothing. It's not that nothing came out of the whole RussiaGate investigation. Like, didn't Paul Manafort go to prison?
Yeah, but Trump himself appears to have done very little.
Yeah, they got like a bunch of people around him, but they couldn't
Sure.
they couldn't pin
But
it on
even
Trump.
then,
But like,
even
yeah.
then, these were charges that other people wouldn't and didn't go to jail for, right? So it's like what they're doing is peeling back the veneer and finding the daily corruption of the Washington D.C. establishment, and they go, "Well, he's a Trump guy. Get him, get him, get him." Like, I mean, who's the guy who's shagged the Chinese spy, and he's still like just going around, and it's like, sorry,
Was that
he's
Eric Swalwell? Hold on.
Yeah, Swalwell, that's it. He's giving secrets to the Chinese, and everyone's just like, okay, well, I guess that just happens. It's like, if that was a Trump guy, he'd be in jail, and rightly so. Don't get me wrong.
So I looked up the Eric Swalwell case recently, and I am very certain that people who report on it from a right-wing perspective just haven't looked into it, and they've allowed the story to snowball. Because what happened was that like the person's name, the Chinese spy's name was Fang Fang, which is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But this Fang Fang person only interacted with Eric Swalwell before he got elected. She tried to get into his his circle when he was doing his campaign. And then after elected, the feds contacted him and was like, listen, you got to get rid of this fucking person. And then he immediately cut contact with her.
Oh, really?
There was never any opportunity for him to leak documents to this person.
Oh, that's good. That means the Democrat Party doesn't have any suspicion hanging over its head at all.
What it does mean is that the story that is often spread about Eric Swalwell isn't accurate.
Sure.
But yeah, no, when it comes to like the Trump documents case, it looks like he's fucked, right? Like that's the one that I'm really kind of hanging everything on, because I've read the whole indictment on that one, and it looks so bad for him. It looks very, very bad for him.
It would look really bad if Biden hadn't done exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So when the whole documents thing came out with Biden, and then the FBI was like, Biden is clearly an old, incompetent man, and we're not going to charge him for that reason. I'm just thinking, well, then he shouldn't be president, should he? Like,
Yeah,
clearly this is not the fucking guy to be president.
Yeah, but it does it not strike you that they give him that defense because he's Biden and he's a Democrat? They're not going to give Trump that defense. Even though at the moment there are loads of articles coming out going, oh, look, Trump's senile. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's entirely one-sided.
Well, I think that's because when they interviewed Biden, it was this past October or something, where he
They interviewed Biden in like 2018 or something. It was quite a while ago now.
Well, let me look it up. Hold on, Biden.
Like it's not recent. It's a few years old.
All right, FBI. Let's see.
And yeah, don't get me wrong, Trump was genuinely stupid to literally be recorded saying, well, I could have declassified them, I just didn't. That's really dumb. That's really dumb. But it's a crime of no greater magnitude at all than Biden. And their excuse for Biden is he's senile. It's like, what? Come on, this is a fucking theater. This is such ridiculous nonsense.
Well, it's one of those things where Biden probably is senile, but that means that he shouldn't be president, right? Like that should disqualify him.
But it also means that whatever crime Biden doesn't get punished for, Trump shouldn't either. Like the problem is the two-tier justice system that's being done for partisan reasons.
Well, it all depends on if Trump's actually senile or if Biden's actually senile, right? Like you can have a different standard because they're not the same person. They don't have the same problems, right? Like if it turns out that one old man is senile and another one isn't, they do have different levels of culpability.
I don't know. I would in a neutral world agree with you, but we've just been through 4 years of bullshit Russiagate lies, Dev. I mean, if you can point to the American establishment and say, yeah, that's basically politically neutral, so Trump will get a fair trial, everyone else will get a fair trial, then I think you're just blind, really.
Oh, Arch, don't you fucking dare say. Arch says, Dev 2024, a two-tier legal system is okay. I did not fucking say that.
That's basically what you're saying.
That's basically what you said.
No, it's not. Okay.
Dev, there's such phenomenal partisanship in the American establishment.
Here, let me put it this way. All right. So, if Trump is actually guilty of something, and it comes through in court, and it's all proven, he should be punished, right? Obviously. You have to agree with that. Right.
I don't.
And the same thing should happen to Democrats as well.
But if one happens, Dev, and not the other...
Okay, so if one happens and not the other, we have two possibilities. Either it turns out that one side was actually guilty and the other side actually wasn't, or that some games are being played. Those are the two
Right.
possibilities, right?
And we've
And
arrived at the point where the Department of Justice or whoever it was will literally declare the president to be retarded to defend him from the crime.
I mean, yes, but I think that's basically ended Biden. I think Trump's going to win 2020 or 2024. Jesus, I think he's going to win 2024 because of this.
It's not just going to be because of that, but that'll be part of it. Yeah.
I think that's a very big part of it, actually.
Yeah, no. I think, I mean, it is a big part of it, but like, it's not just that. It's also the economy, the fact that inflation, blah 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 blah. Right. The border is a massive thing that the Republicans have actually done some good making hay out of, etc., etc. But that is going to be one part. But the point is, there is no fucking way that the establishment would create exculpatory circumstances for Trump. They lie about Trump instead. They make up stories and persist. I mean, do you remember
Heresy's the
Rachel
question.
Maddow
Fire is
getting
the
hold
answer.
of the tax returns for Trump and going like, "I've got it," and there's nothing in there. And it's
Yep,
just like,
I
this is
remember
a
this, yeah.
public embarrassment for these people. And yet, she still has a job, she still has her audience, she still has all the support possible. And it's been like that since 2016.
So here's the thing. If there was an argument to be made that the establishment is actually biased towards the Democrats, I think that argument vanished the minute that the feds. Well, no, I think that argument vanished the minute that the feds came out and said Biden's an old man, and then and he doesn't understand anything, tanking his political career. Like,
Bollocks.
Service guarantee.
I
Bollocks,
absolutely
Dev.
100%.
Bollocks, Dev. That
That-
does not. No,
No,
hang on.
That wouldn't have come out. If the whole
Bollocks.
establishment was actually tilted towards the Democrats, that report
No.
would never have seen the light of day.
No,
What
what they're
damage does
doing
that
there is
actually do?
they're preventing Biden from being prosecuted.
Yeah, like the thing is, that doesn't actually do any damage because it's one statement and it's over. This can be covered up in a weekend. In fact, by the time the election, if you mention this, most Democrats will probably not even believe you. And if you quote it to them, they'll probably go like, "Oh, that was ages ago." Like, this is a very
Nope, I
minor
don't agree.
thing. Whereas the Trump
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
has been a
I think this
continuous
is major.
assault
I think this is major.
for
So
8
here- so here-
years.
Dev, this doesn't. That
I
one
have
statement
lost.
does not reset the entire political establishment in America to a point of neutral against either candidate. You must believe that, right? You must understand that all of the same relations and connections that are all deeply invested in making sure that the Trump project fails haven't changed.
So here's the thing, because the same thing happened with Hillary in the end, right? What destroyed Hillary's campaign in the 11th hour was the fact that who was at the head of the FBI at that point came out and said, "Yeah, we investigated Hillary. She did a whole bunch of wrong things. But we're not going to prosecute her." Right?
Yeah.
That destroyed her. Hillary might have actually won 2016 if they didn't come
I
out
have
and say
lost.
that.
Surely that is the definition of a two-tiered legal system, where the consequences is
sure, I
you don't get
I
to be a
understand that.
politician, but we are not going to prosecute you for things that you would be spending your life staring at a grey wall
Service
for.
guarantee.
Well,
citizenship.
it's one of those things where I think Hillary was just a smarter criminal than Trump is. Because she,
Yeah.
everyone
doubt.
laughs at Hillary. Where he was like, "Did you wipe the server? What do you mean with the cloth?" As she shrugs her shoulders. But it's like that's what you have to do when that's how you get away with things. Is you don't act
No.
like a retard.
You get away with things by being deeply embedded in the Democrat-leaning and biased structure, and so the trial is a show trial. That's why they came out and go, you know what? No, Biden. Yeah. I mean, don't worry about the documents, but he's retarded, so don't worry about him. It's because they're part of the network that the network
well,
keeps
here.
them safe.
If Hillary came out and was like, and didn't do the shrug shoulders, clean it with a cloth thing. If she said, "Yeah, I did it," Giga Chad, do you think nothing would happen to her?
No, but that's the thing. I'm not saying these people are gods. I'm saying they're corrupt. They exist within a system that they don't have absolute power over, and they are manipulating the power in the system they do have through the corrupt networks that they are operating to make sure that all of their guys end up benefiting and are insulated from what would otherwise be career-ending or literally jailable offences, and so they're all still walking free.
This another example. This is why the prosecution intended to prosecute Hunter Biden allows for a clause giving him blanket immunity against future crimes is presented by the prosecution, and only the judge discovering it and asking questions about it stopped it from being signed. The prosecution is not supposed to be there to help you normally.
Like,
no, I understand that. Like he offers. I think the situation was he offered a plea deal, and the judge had to stamp the plea deal, and the judge said, "No, this is ridiculous." No, I get it, right? I understand.
Like, the opponents, the prosecution, do that.
Well, hold on. Prosecutions offer plea deals regularly. That is
but
normal,
not. There was specifically blanket immunity against further accusations of espionage and corruption. Why the fuck would the prosecution... Oh, by the way, we have no suspicion that you've done any of this, but would you like it as an add-on? Obviously
and also,
not.
in the Hunter Biden case, there's loads of concrete evidence. Like, he left his fucking laptop in a shop.
No, I know.
It's
I know.
It's covered in stuff. They've got the cell phone records and everything, right? Like, he's literally admitting it. There are texts where he admits that his dad extorts him for money, and that's why he's got to go to China. And it's just like, for fuck's sake, man. Like, if this was Donald Trump's son, he'd already be in jail.
You think so?
Service guarantees
yes.
citizenship.
Like, if they're going to spend 4 years lying about Russian connections, then yeah, I think so.
See, this is what I mean, because...
And prosecuting everyone around him to the greatest extent. And then, when Trump doesn't incite an insurrection, just lying and saying that he did. Literally arresting him and getting his mugshot. Yeah, Dev, if you think this isn't the product of institutional bias in the US, then we just really disagree on this, man.
I think there's definitely some bias. I don't think it goes nearly as far as you think.
Okay.
Because no. I think if the system actually was tilted towards the Democrats as much as you say, we would not see Hunter Biden on trial right now at all. We would not have seen
Dev,
the.
I'm not saying they're gods. I'm not saying they're in
answer.
total control of the system, right? I'm not saying that they don't have something. They don't have a set of rules they do have to play by. They have to do certain things, but the way that the systems are structured, the people that man the institutions, though they have a set of rules they have to follow it in such a way that you always end up with this kind of, I don't know how to describe it, like a general turn towards their benefit.
Could it not simply be that Trump's actually broken more laws?
Well, which ones? Like,
We can go over the indictments if you like. There's 5 big ones going on right now.
Sure, but there are also ones
Heresy's the
that are
question.
bullshit. that he's been
Fire is
pulled
the
up,
answer.
right?
Like,
So it's. Do we have to go through it right now?
I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to be.
Yeah, no. Okay, there's fucking loads, right? And not necessarily indictments either, but just constant lies about what Trump has or has not done. Like there are just so many of these things, and it's just like, okay. I mean, the whole characterization of it was January the 6th.
The riot and Capitol?
Right.
Yeah.
The whole characterization of that is just lie. It's just false, right? So to end up
How
with
so?
Trump's
Guarantees
mugshot at the end of
citizenship.
that's just bullshit. That's just all
Okay.
bullshit.
What parts of it though?
The parts that characterize it as an insurrection.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, there was.
Yeah, I know that's fair,
Hold on.
and that's why
wait,
there was a 9-0 ruling from the Supreme Court saying you can't take him off the ballot,
Mhm.
right?
So the thing is there was definitely a coup attempt, but it wasn't by the crowd. This is the Eastman memo story, right? You know about
Go on.
that situation?
No, I'm not offhand. Go on.
Okay, so Trump hired a lawyer in early December named John Eastman, and
Yeah.
he basically laid out a plan where, since the various challenges, like the recounts and the audits, none of them were coming out in Trump's favor, the idea was, okay, we'll have a set of alternate electors, and we'll send them to the Capitol on January 6th, and then Mike Pence will use this set of alternate electors to basically throw out legitimate votes. And
Is
that was
a coup attempt though?
well, yes.
Is it?
Yes. Here, it's specifically called it's called a self coup. So a self coup, also called an auto coup, is a form of a coup d'état in which a nation's head, having to come to power through legal means, tries to stay in power using illegal means. The leader may dissolve or render powerless normal legislatures and unlawfully
Right,
assume
but
extraordinary powers.
isn't there a
Yeah.
question around the power of the vice president in this issue?
Not really, no. So the example everyone cites is the 1960 election, because what happened in the 1960 election is you had Hawaii. I think it was one of Hawaii's first elections, and they sent delegates over for it was Nixon versus Kennedy. They sent delegates over for Nixon. They did a recount, and then the recount found that it was actually Kennedy that won the state, not Nixon. So they sent a second set of electors. But the difference is that second set of electors was legitimized by the state government through the recount. So two sets of electors arrive at the Capitol and they say, well, here's what happened here. Like everyone, and also they had TV by then, so everyone knew it, and phones, so everyone knew what happened. But the idea is like, we have two sets of electors. Here's what happened. Here we had a recount, and the second
Heresy's
set
the
is the
question.
legitimate set. And
Fire
so
is the answer.
Nixon was actually the vice president, and he basically said, okay, I don't get these electors for my guys. It turns out they were Kennedy's instead. The difference is that these alternate electors were not legitimized by the states that they claimed to be from. None of these states turned around and had a recount and said, oh, this state actually went to Trump. So the electors were false. And in fact,
Sure.
the people who made the elector papers, they've now been indicted for creating fraudulent documents, the elector documents. So they're going after all this, and Trump is involved in this specific scheme, specifically because he said in his in the speech, we want Mike Pence to do the right thing. What he was referring to was the Eastman memo plan, which he had shared with his inner circle, which basically said Mike Pence needs to take these false electors and use them to throw out legitimate electors.
The thing is,
so that's what coming for him for.
Yeah, but the thing is, were they impersonating the legitimate electors? Or were they presenting themselves as a slate of alternate electors, as there is precedent to do?
There's only precedent to do that if the state government has legitimized those first. And
Sure,
none of
I'm
them
pretty
have.
sure that's why Trump was trying to put pressure on the state governors, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So this isn't.
It's like conspiracy to commit, basically.
Yeah, but even then, is it?
Yes.
You know,
of course it is.
I'm not sure if I agree with that characterization. But you know what? For the sake of the argument, I'll let that go because I'm not an expert in this area. I haven't looked into it. Okay.
It's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's a pretty big deal to craft up a bunch of alternate electors and send them off and be like, I'm going to use these to overturn an election that I lost. Like, that's ridiculous. That's never happened before, and it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, but the alternate electors thing is a tradition in the American Republic. It's something that happens, right? I'm not even sure if I agree entirely with your characterizations here. But either way, I don't know, man. I think there may be some justification to it.
How?
Well, I can't talk about that on Twitch.
Heresy.
Okay,
Fire is the
fair enough.
but when I say that, I think you know what I mean. So
it's one of those things where it's like, because none of the audits or recounts went through, the other set of electors aren't legitimate, and so you can't use that. You can't be like, oh, I'm just going to do this. It's like, well, no, you can't actually.
But I
think I think it's a bad thing that he did it. That he tried.
I do think they should have gone through. And I think there's a fair justification as to why you would want that.
Okay. I don't want to. I don't want to like nuke your Twitch channel. Sorry.
But as people are pointing out, it never even reached discovery. So like, you know.
I mean, yeah, but like things tend to not reach discovery when there's just no basis.
Yeah, but there was basis, and again, we can't talk about that on Twitch. So.
Yeah. We can do it on my channel one day because I don't care. I'll fucking host it. I don't give a shit.
No,
we can do it on my channel one day.
No, Dev, we're not getting your fucking channel nuked. For fuck's sake.
It won't get nuked. I'm fine. I'm okay.
You don't. No, Dev. There's no point flying too close to the fucking sun, man. But the point being, right, just to get back to the original point, is that Dev, like the system is not nearly as neutral as you wish it was.
I think there's some corruption in it, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as you think there is.
Wow. There we go.
Well, that's like this is a conversation we'll have to like really dig into one day though, because there's a lot of meat on the bone here. I think.
I agree, and you're wrong.
Service guarantee citizen.
By the way, I do appreciate the civil discussion on it, because usually people get really mad over this, and yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
And we're all used to your TDS, Dev.
My TDS.
Yeah, and your communist leanings, Dev. So.
Fire is the answer.
I'm not a communist. I'm just a liberal.
Yeah.
Sounds like something a communist would say.
Very compelling. Now face the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Someone
Here's
says
the
do it on the
question.
Lotus Eaters as a
Fire is
member
the
video.
answer.
I mean, I'm not just going to invite myself into your thing.
To
Sargon,
be honest
but I
with
mean-
you, it just takes fucking forever to research, and I can't really be fucked. No, literally, I'd have to go back. I'd have to go through loads of fucking court documents. I'd have to find all the shit, and I have to make connections. Honestly, I just can't be bothered.
I'll do it on my channel. You can watch it. You can
So
see.
you'll do half of it. The half that exculpates the fucking Democrats. And I'll be like, for fuck's sake, Dead, now I have to do it.
Awesome. That's how we'll do it.
Fuck's sake, I'm not doing it. Look, the 2024 election will have come and passed, and I can't make any comments about that either, probably.
Oh man, I know like before COVID fucked everything up, I was like, man, I should probably like take a vacation in the UK. Neo's never been to the UK before. I was gonna ask you about getting together at some point and trying to do something. Maybe we'll still do
Yeah.
it one day.
Well, if you come over to the UK, we can meet up.
Service guarantees
Yeah.
citizenship.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm about 20 minutes late though, so I do have to
Alright.
go.
You haven't
Please,
done
man.
your thing. I can't raid you, Dev.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it for another hour. It's okay. It's okay.
Wait, if you're not
Yeah.
doing it for another hour, why are you leaving?
'Cause I have things to do between now and then.
Dev, excuses, Dev.
Sorry. It was great talking to you two, though. It's always fun. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, man.
See ya. All right, Sargon, you hanging around
Yes.
for a little while longer?
Yeah, I'm currently playing a bit of BattleTech on Twitch, so I'm happy to hang around for about another 10-15 minutes, something like that.
All right, I'll go through some of the super chats for you too then.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Mercy said one. Hey Sargon, remember the video with the CEI meme department? I will not be surprised if they and BlackRock
CIA
Zero
meme
are involved in this crap with SBI.
If it's the CIA meme department that he means,
Yep.
yes, I do. I'm sure that worked well.
The CI wished to wage war with memes, but they were all old and dumb.
And shit, yeah.
Despite unironically making one of the better memes in the octopus holding the globe, nothing is without outside our reach.
Well, that wasn't the CIA.
Who's that?
No. That was was the
Service guarantees citizenship.
What? Who the fuck was it? I'm just gonna look. It's the American Reconnaissance Satellite. That was Enroll 39.
Yes, nothing is
Air
beyond
Force
our
Base.
reach.
Yeah, with the octopus. I mean, literally, in any other time and place, that would be an anti-Semitic meme. But the Air Force decided we're going to put that on a patch and stand by it.
Why not? It's a pretty good patch, to be fair.
Yeah, and the Pepe memes of it were just fantastic.
Boog says, can Sargon see why bronies liked MLP, FIM, or FNAF?
What? Can I see why bronies like My Little Pony?
Yes. Film, I
Yeah.
think.
I've not seen the film or anything. I've watched the episode against communism in it. Because everyone's like, hey, one of these episodes is against communism, so I watched it. And, I mean, like, I'm not a fan, obviously. But I can understand why people enjoy it.
See, I'm watching through several episodes now for my yearly MLP April 1st law video.
What? Why'd you do one of these a year?
And the thing is, it's just 2000s entertainment. And comparatively to today, it's like, it's weird. It's like, I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, like, yeah, this is effeminate garbage. But you know what? At least it's teaching me something. This is going like, yeah, don't betray your friends. Like, okay.
Yeah, weirdly, at least this isn't woke.
Exactly. Like, no, it's not teaching me about transgenderism or the gays.
It's a normal life message. So, oh, fucking hell, that's crazy.
It is. It's actually weird.
Yeah.
Stormcore 900. Bro, I remember the stream Sargon shared his
Heresy's the
discoveries of
question. Fire is
Digra
the
and shared
answer.
his sentimental, WTF is government doing in gaming?
Yeah.
The olden years.
Yeah, back in the good old days. Where we were innocent.
Heresy's the question.
Innocent is the
Fire
goddamn
is the
name.
answer.
That's the word, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we had no idea what we were dealing with back in the day.
Psycho Star says, what a blast from the past. I found Sargon through Mundane Matt. Lol.
I have lost.
Classic. What's happened to Monday, Matt?
I think he's unironically like an Uber Eats driver or something now.
Oh, okay.
Through Sargon, I found Dev and Arch, and I keep up with and value you guys' commentary. GG. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
God, I cannot believe somebody found you through Mundane Matt. Like, that is the reverse world.
Oh, well, I mean, back in the day, Monday Matt had a bigger channel than me.
That is weird. Well,
Yeah.
I suppose, and technically, Mundane Matt has a larger channel than you now after you've been eaten off YouTube.
I'm not deleted off YouTube.
Aren't you? The account's still up.
What?
The account's still up.
Yeah, of course.
There you go. My mistake.
Yeah, no, I've not been deleted off YouTube. Yeah, Monday Matt had like, I don't know, 30 or 40,000 subscribers, and I had like 25, 30, something like that back in the day when we talked, something like that. But I mean, like, the thing is, one thing to remember is like, political YouTube was very, very small at that time, right? Like, and I didn't even think of myself as being a political YouTuber. It was just, here's something I wanted to talk about. I didn't even think of it as being necessarily like a political thing. And so, you know, when I hit like 30, I remember hitting 50,000 subscribers and that being a massive deal. And nowadays, YouTube just feels a lot bigger than it used to be.
Yeah, it does. It's also because it's gotten trendier now. Like, YouTube has become a corporate sphere in its own right, whereas back in the day, YouTube was that. YouTube.
Yeah, and it was niche.
Yes.
You know, politics didn't happen on YouTube.
There was a time when some old dude had more subscribers than PewDiePie.
I don't even know who that is.
This is old YouTube lore. There was some old guy who just did vlogs, and he was the biggest YouTuber.
Oh, right. Okay.
How things
Interesting.
have changed.
Yeah.
Red Fox Media says, thus he returns to us at the turning of an age. Not as we know him, for he has ascended. Lord Sargon Benjamin, Carl of Akkad.
Well, I never went away. I mean, you know, I've been fighting the good fight. Stan, I deleted all of my videos, or basically all of them, to try and get remonetized. And it's been nearly 2 months now. They're like, oh, we'll get back to you in the month. It's been nearly 2 months, and they just like leave me on hold. And it's like, you fucks. Like every single day I get up and it's like, have I been accepted or have I been rejected? And
Well, I guess they can't find something to reject you for, and so now they're just hoping you'll go away.
honestly, I think it's probably something like that, where it's just like, you know what, we're just going to leave you on red. Oh, fucking thanks, you twats.
Marcus
Heresy's
James
the question.
says, Mr.
Fire
Benjamin,
is the
Sargon,
answer.
since you've been inviting communists to debate on Lotus Easters, when will you have Dev as a guest?
Well, when we next need a communist, I will call Dev.
He'll fly over in his little red shirt.
Yeah, with a little Che Guevara shirt on.
Artemis Fowl says, Sargon, Arch and I need to have a struggle session with Dev before the election.
Man, like Dev's optimism surrounding the American political process is just totally unfounded, in my opinion. But it's not like I haven't told him that enough. He knows that I think that.
Dev believes, despite any and all evidence.
I just don't understand why.
And Artemis Fowl again, Sargon, ask Arch why he is courting MLP bronies and furries. He commissions furry arts.
Yeah, why is that, Arch?
Because there's a lot more MLP people out there than political interested people.
Are there? I've no idea.
Just assuming right now.
Right, okay.
And Armstrong says, I found Sargon through the Young Turks. Well, there you go. I suppose that's worse than Monday, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, it is, I suppose.
Right.
I don't even know what happened to Matt, to be honest.
After the whole bouldering thing, his YouTube career kind of cratered after that.
Right.
He started doing life in the day vlogs of an Uber driver and other weird stuff.
Right, okay.
There's surprisingly few YouTubers that just fully, like, die off, but it does happen.
Yeah, very few people have to retire from YouTube.
It is. Well, very few people have to retire without being retired by YouTube, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's the point. I mean, they get censored. A lot of people get censored, but very few people are kind of forced to retire on their own merits. Usually, if you build something of an audience, you'll keep it for a long time.
Yeah, you can kind of keep grinding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are the ones for you. If you need to take your leave, you are free to. I'll go through the rest.
I'm halfway through a mission, so you may as well carry on.
Oh, beautiful. Let's hope you crash and need to restart it.
Fuck's sake.
It's MechWarrior. It might happen.
Well, it's the BattleTech version, so it's not MechWarrior, but yeah, it's pretty reliable, actually. I've not had any problems.
Oh, which one? The Paradox one?
The top-down one.
Let's see.
Heresy's the
Oh,
question.
BattleTech. Yeah, the Paradox
Fire
one.
is
That was
the
not bad.
answer.
I actually quite enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Bit limited, and I do hate the fact that you couldn't switch sides because I didn't like the princess, but... Foxwood, don't forget to add that Rooster Teeth dead also. Sorry, ruining your next video. See, I've got Raging Golden Eagle on for this week's ArchCast since Dev is a traitor. And we're just going to laugh at Warner Brothers because they're going to move into mobile gaming now. Like, oh yes, you can't figure out how to make a good game about Batman, but you will totally be competitive in the most competitive gaming market on Earth where everyone's making waifu games.
Yeah, good idea. Break into a market that isn't completely saturated with shit.
Yes. Like old lady Harlequin.
Smart thinking.
And it's like, I will not be sexy against 1,000 titty games. Good luck.
Yeah. What is that? Oh, no, I'm not even going to go into it. What is that problem? We know what that problem is.
Their problem? Retarded leadership. Like, straight up. The people who are running WB is just... They're brain damaged. Unironically.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Henry Cavill. They had the person everyone is clamoring to do Superman, to do an actual Superman. And they was like, no, we'd rather not.
I can't get over how Henry Cavill's best years of his life are being wasted. Like, I find it just insufferable. Because it's like, okay, he's actually a good actor. That's the thing. Like, it's like, yeah, we're going to sideline him in The Witcher. It's like, dude, I don't play The Witcher games. The only reason I watch The Witcher is because Cavill was captivating in it. Like, he was actually fun to watch.
There's a whole crop of actors that were excellent towards the fans, like Carl Urban as well.
Yeah.
They just don't get popular because Hollywood doesn't like them, because they raise too many objections. They ask too many questions.
Yeah. And, I mean, Carl Urban at least has The Boys, right? So he's at least in something... so there's something to his name, and Carl Urban's done a lot actually. So he's done pretty well, and it's not like Henry Cavill hasn't done a lot, but like he should be in the biggest films as the heroic superhero or star or whatever it is, and instead he's doing like comedy film about World War II or whatever. It's like, what is this? Like, for fuck's sake.
And even The Boys, though, gets woker and woker for every season as they...
Oh, it's insufferable.
They try to make it... There is a new poster today when Homelander, Make America Super Again. It's like, people will look at this and they'll finally hate Homelander. I look at this and go, yeah, Homelander for president. Now what?
Yeah, I see that Homelander is finally being adopted as the hero of The Boys.
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
Good.
if that's what you want.
Heresy's the question.
They've
Fire
tried
is the
so
answer.
hard to emasculate him and turn him from the excellent villain he was, and
Yeah.
I still can't bring myself to hate him.
No, no. The thing is, it's funny as well. Like the Homelander memes are genuinely funny, and it's like, yeah, no, like he's the captivating person when he's on the
Yeah.
screen.
Like,
Like you want to watch Homelander.
all of the boys' memes are about Homelander.
Yeah.
Like, the other characters are there because of him. I did a video on how villains in modern entertainment turn out better than the heroes.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
is
it was
in
a good
large
one.
part because of the vilification of the writer. Like, the writer is someone I don't like, and so they write a character they hate, and I'm like, yay! Yay, this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, no, that is exactly it. And it's like, okay.
Xylon Doppelganger says, unbirth, sweet baby. Oh. We're in the process. The Grizzly looks like Gamergate's back on the menu, boys. It does. Sad Cabbage, the Gamergate war never ended.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, the war's just continued.
So, Sargon, what do you think the odds are that you'll finally win the bet that Trump will talk about Gamergate?
Well, I mean, I don't even remember where I said it. It was just kind of a throwaway comment, wasn't it?
Yep, everyone leapt on it. I remember that.
Yeah. I was just like, yeah, it would be funny if Trump tweeted about Gamergate. And then everyone was like, and it's like, okay, well, I didn't say it was going to happen.
You're
Like,
delusional.
A lot of people, but the thing, I don't think it is delusional, actually, that Trump would tweet about Gamergate. Like, I don't think that's delusional at all. It's exactly the kind of thing I think Trump would tweet about. Trump has always tweeted cultural issues. You remember he was tweeting about, before he was president, like Robert Pattinson dumping whatever that girl's name was because she was a sloot or whatever. And it's like, that's a weird thing for Trump to talk about, but Trump's always been culturally plugged in, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if time proves you right on this, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, he probably won't now. He's pretty old now, but 5 years ago, I don't think it's that impossible. Honestly, I bet Elon knows something about the Gamergate lore anyway.
He probably does. You know he does.
Yeah. But Elon, I think, is very conversant with our sphere of these things. I mean, you see who he replies to, and it's like, there's no way that's accidental. I mean, Ian Miles Chung was directly involved. He was essentially a defector from the SJW side to our side.
Lixon Doppelganger says, censored to all who oppose us. Blood for the blood god. Kurt Thompson, Arch, call Sargon on Discord. Well, here we are. Phoenix, time is a flat circle, and baby, we are doing donuts around it.
Yes, we are.
We kind of are like, normally, culturally hegemonic movements like the left take decades at least, often centuries to dissipate. We've speedrun this one pretty nicely.
Yeah. But the whole time is a flat circle thing. I mean, that is true, but that's only because the problems never went away. The same problems persist, and we've just lived with them.
Yeah. Maybe our solutions will stick this time around. Maybe not.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Red Fox Media, sweet baby, get back. Please stay away from me. So, Jod, if you Google where are they now, Mumbot Gamergate, you can find archive page of what happened to the various anti-GD people. Fascinating read. Mumbot Gamergate, really? Oh, I might have look into that afterwards.
Yeah. I'll look at it. You carry on. I'll look it up.
That Reeve guy, here's Dev to toe the party, Kotaku lie to spread communism, being the Red Bridge. I swear to God.
Service guaranteed
Dev's
citizenship.
idea is that he's going to try and bring some of the old anti-Gamergate people back over into normalcy. It's a terrible fucking idea. God, it's a horrible
So this
idea.
is a thread from 2017. There was a guy called Matt Hickey who was charged with rape. There was Faraci, Devin Faraci, you may remember, movie blogger who was vehemently anti-Gamergate, got accused of sexual assault and so stepped down. A volunteer for Zoe Quinn's anti-harassment organization was accused of sexual harassment. Ex-reporter was charged with making a bomb threat. Juan Thompson. Amazing, actually. Oh yeah, there was Christopher Goldberg was convicted of child pornography. Andy Signor was accused of sexual abuse. I don't know how valid a lot of these accusations are, obviously. Stam Chris, I remember having a back and forth with him, was accused of sexual assault. He used to write for Vice, which has, of course, gone downhill. And in fact, there are loads. Jesus. Loads of them got accused of sexual assault. And these are all like Goonie Beard men as well.
Matt Hickey, yeah.
Harassment, violence against women. It's actually kind of amazing. Jim Sterling, of course, transitioned.
Oh, Jim Sterling. Do not even. Actually, no, Stephanie Sterling, because,
Stephanie Sterling, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not. Oh, God. I remember him from when he used to make spicy, edgy content. God,
yeah, I used to like Jim Sterling.
Like
when he first came out, and it was like, the pastiche of the sort of fascist dictator. I thought at first I found Jim Sterling really annoying, but then I kind of grew to like him, and then he became a woke retard, and I was like, okay, that's a weird arc.
He fell into that whole like weird sphere around Total Biscuit. Like TB had this weird woke sphere around him that he kind of brushed up against himself barely.
Yeah. Because you could tell it wasn't what he wanted.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't in his soul,
That whole thing. Because I remember after he passed, and one of his like editors talked about how video games was like all Total Biscuit cared about. That was his only passion. Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense then that when he started to getting into a little bit of the politics, he had no frame of reference. He was just the guy who loved video games, and now he was expected to talk about this, and he was just lost and confused. Yeah.
And he was just acting in defense of his audience. I still remember his one with Stephen Totillo, his interview with him. And yeah, he was obviously out of his depth. And it was like, well, it's nice that he tried.
Mercenary X21 says, hey Sargon, remember the video with CI meme department? I read that one.
Notch did indeed support Gamergate because Notch was sick of these SJW freaks too.
And he had enough money to not give a shit. I loved the article where there was one. There was an article saying some gamer dude bought Beyonce's house or something.
Oh, was there?
Yes, because he bought like $1 million house in California that Beyonce was thinking of, and people were really mad. Like, how dare you buy Beyonce's house? Who even are you?
Well, I'm the guy inventing Minecraft, actually. So
yeah, there you go.
So, didn't he sell it for like $2 billion or something?
It was a hilarious amount of money.
That is just mad, isn't it?
At the same time, though, okay, he clearly liked this thing because he worked on it. His project, like his life's work, his greatest achievement, right? Now his name is struck from the credits. He's not invited to any of the cons. Like Microsoft is doing everything in their power to wipe his existence from the game. Like that must be weird.
Well, I mean, like, it just goes to show how afraid of the culture that they are, right? Because I mean, like in a normal world, Notch would just be a normal guy, and he'd go to the convention. Everyone, hey, it's Notch, the inventor of Minecraft. Oh, I love Minecraft. Blah blah. Tell us about how you came about it and all this sort of stuff. But in the modern era, he's vilified for not hating men.
That's yes.
What else is literally the root of it? Like Notch doesn't hate men, so.
Master Huntsman 97. Hola, Arch. Are you going to try the Terminator RTS game just to see if it's good or not? It's not good. I can pretty much guarantee it. I was Terminator Dark Fate, I think it was called. Was it? Defiance.
The movies is shit. Why would I expect the games to be anything other?
Yeah, I looked at it. It does not look good at all.
Yeah.
And it looks terrifyingly outdated as well.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it.
So probably not. Which is kind of sad, because I'm hoping for more strategy games, but the universe does not seem interested in providing.
Yeah.
Lord comes a Spartan. It's totally not happening, but if it was, then it would be good. Yes, that is the party line right now.
Well, that's how I feel about Gamergate too. I mean,
Curtis Thompson. To be fair, it's okay to over-focus on one target until it's defeated. Trying to combat too many opponents can split focus and efficiency. Yes.
Yep.
That's also one of the big issues with... well, it was kind of what killed Gamergate. Once the movement began running out of like the initial steam, all of the content creators within it started looking into each other and feeding off each other, and that became the norm on the internet.
Heresy's the question. Fire is
And still
the
is.
answer.
Like, our little group is very rare in that we actually get along and there's very little drama between us.
and the thing is, as well, like we went through it was generally quite an evil period where it literally just bitch fighting, just constant bitch fighting, because the audience, a part of the audience, was incentivizing it. And you're seeing it happen in BreadTube now. And apparently it's getting lethal in BreadTube. So, we can do.
Yes. Like, at least our shit didn't have a body count, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Our shit didn't have a body count. So, whatever. But it was still gross. And one of the things I really like is the community around Critical Drinker. Apart from the fact they're all our guys, when it comes to woke stuff, they are very kind to each other. And I'm just constantly impressed that they have managed to gatekeep out personal drama from the sort of like the sort of like based movie critic sphere. They've kept that really, really wholesome, and I'm so impressed with it, man. Good for them, honestly.
Reigning Terror says,
Like,
purple
as
stateswoman.
Just a quick thing. As a figurehead for that sort of sphere, Critical Drinker has approached all of his community interaction with profound maturity and decency. And that's such a rare thing, man. They're fucking lucky to have a good guy like that. Not in charge, but you know what I mean? Like, as the figurehead of their sphere. And so, like, I hope those guys just continue to get along forever, basically. Because we've been through what it's like when all of these content creators you think are basically on your side just start turning on you for the clicks.
Yep. And it's not that uncommon.
No, it's totally common. It's difficult not to have that happen.
When is Purple Woman going to defend Sweet Baby Inc? Purple Woman is Dev, by the way, in case you're unaware.
Sorry, what? Who?
Purple Woman is Dev.
Oh, Dev. Right.
I'll just send that to him.
I'm gonna have to go, I think, man, because it's nearly past.
Yep, that's fine. Thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, no worries, man. Take it easy.
I'll see ya. Sujad. It's a lot like libs of TikToks. Their politics get exposed, and what do? They go re. Yes. Yes, they do. But they cannot re loudly enough. Lord Metalman spoke to Kabutsurambo on X. That's a Brazilian guy, right? He's a decent lad, just a fellow gamer, fed up with it all, and Sweet Baby Inc. spurging out has exposed all companies doing this. Yes. It was a flash-in-the-pan moment, one of those events that just happens, and we are all happy that it did happen. Scott the Celts getting the gang back together after 10 years. Any chance of joining the band? Some new blood. We're a very insular group at this point. Very racist against outsiders. It has served us well so far. Racismus is a good tradition that keeps communities insular and safe and good. Alex Alexander, remember Total Biscuit's legacy of hate. Hate is the Emperor's gift to humanity. It is. God, I do miss TB. I genuinely do. He was the best of the video game reviewers. Like, no question about it. Beck Russell, now we just need AZ in here and it's a full house. Maybe. Maybe as GameGate 2.0 gains steam, we can have more of these lots of people just kind of show up streams. That'd be kind of nice. Boog, we need to get Trump to tweet about GamerGate 2.0. We'll just make it contingent on him being elected. Marksman 17B, GamerGate 2 is kicking off, and on the same day, Rooster Teeth finally dies. Another OG from the early YouTube era gone. Some things change, others stay. Yeah. I mean, the days of machinima was such a cool time for the internet. Because everyone was just really positive back then. Like, nobody had an ego yet. I think that's a crucial thing. Like, everybody was just doing things. Nobody really considered it a career. Nobody really considered it to be something they could do for the future. Nobody really saw any advantage in stepping other people to get to theirs, you know? Whereas today, not quite so much. Heroes Sword P. Speaking of back in the day, Dev, I discovered you thanks to your excellent video, Why Do YouTubers Become Assholes? It obviously still holds up. That is still one of Dev's bigger videos, I think, on a breakdown on Total Biscuit. And to be fair, TB was always a douchebag. Okay, not to disparage the man's memory, but good God. I remember doing some deep dives around TB at the time, because I too was considering to do like a bigger video, but I was trying to do more of a... I was unironically trying to open a dialogue with him, because I knew he watched my stuff. I knew he'd watched one of my videos at least. But if you dive back into the history of Total Biscuit, he was a raging asshole throughout his entire history on the internet. You should see some of the old shit. Oh my God. Like, you know the meme, like, I'm a fighter pilot, Navy SEAL, etc., that kind of shit? He has posts like that, where he's like, I have 252 IQ, I know this, and you don't understand anything, etc. He had... There was a whole page called, like, what did Total Biscuit say today, which just archived, like, thousands of these things that he had said or done throughout his career. Oof. But that was part of his charm and character as well, you know? Total Biscuit was somebody who just wanted to be like a radio star from the 1950s, who didn't want to be famous, who didn't want to interact with his fans or anything, who simply just wanted to produce a product for people to watch. That is what TB wanted. And that is what TB couldn't get because he was a YouTuber and not a radio star. And he loathed having to interact with people. Oh, Jesus. Threadnought tells Sargon to get his arse in gear. Politics of Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex, a cyberpunk dystopia with censorship, a refugee crisis when they're not the good guys, and other things. It's anime. He will never watch anime. I've watched Ghost in the Shell. It's really good. Not so much the recent stuff, but... Kaoru Shimatsu. Hey, guys. Heretic... as I try to discern this word, Hereticofitch from GG. One word, help me. My dyslexia is... See, okay, I unironically have dyslexia. I can't tell words apart, and so when somebody has multiple words in, like, the same thing, my brain just stops functioning. Heretic of ethics, I think. From GG, I wonder if those company names have to do with the games the fine young capitalists eventually made. Oh, God. Warner Brothers saw the shipping charts for RW and thought, the hell? Oh, yeah, the shipping charts. Not to mention also, one of them got a reputation for being a man-hating, a woman-hating lesbian or something, which I thought was pretty cool. I never watched RWBY, by the way, Ruby or whatever. Never. I watched like one episode, things like, Western anime? You sure? I watched a little bit, hated it, never returned, so I have no idea why people like it. I don't understand. Hero U45, mini ArchCast Heresy. Worse, Dev is still here. Yes. Zilox on Doppelganger. Zoe must pay for the life she took with hers. In fact, this is the second one, actually. I'm pretty sure she's caused 2 Robloxers now. Sujad, Arch, I sent you a news article that goes through Quinn's tweets to show that she lied about the abuse and being isolated. I did see that, yeah. In fact, I remember even talking about that back in the day. Oh, did I talk about it? Someone else. I remember that because she, of course, accused people of abusing her when it came back that people were accusing her of being the abuser and so on. Raining Tenor, Zoe and Anita probably greased a Democrat's palms. Just one. Cairo S. An earnest commitment to progressivism is indistinguishable from corruption. Sweet Baby Inc. is yet more evidence of this fact. That does appear to be the truth. Boog, does Dev have any proof of connections between Ghost and SBI? Or is he assuming things without a court order? I still smells BlackRock somewhere here. I mean, it's entirely possible. And again, you're right, we don't have a court order, so I don't understand why Dev can be so sure of all of these things, you know? No governmental entity has told him that he should be sure of these things yet. Gourmand. As an 8th-generation Canadian, it's funny to notice how many of these people will call themselves settlers had nothing to do with the colonial project. Holowaka? Yeah, that's a 20th century, maybe late 19th. Sushi X. Localizers, Helsing abridged and its consequences. See, I tell you, Helsing abridged, funny though it may be, was a terrible idea. Nicky Willie. I no longer buy the excuse that V needs to sleep and can't be on the show. I think that he has deplatformed himself in a conspiracy between the Democrats and the Archists to censor the V-Publican Party. We can but hope. Calbeck, I did not have Getting the Gamergate band together on my 2024 bingo card, but I'm digging it. I don't think anyone of us had. Charles the Beagle, Aunt Sydney Sweeney family MAGA people? Sydney Sweeney family? I have no idea. Her, the blonde woman with the big titties. I hope so. We do need some attractive people as well. Oh, wait, she was in Madam Web. I remember now. She's the sexy schoolgirl from Madam Web. God, help me. I remember. Madam Web was a confused fucking movie, by the way. I recommend you find some alternative way to acquire it in a few months when it comes out on digital platforms without, necessarily going through the subscription process, if you get my drift. It's a weird movie. You will sit there watching it thinking, well, the movie's not very good, and the fact that they're apparently fighting Venom, who's a Puerto Rican Spider-Man, doesn't make a lot of sense, but on the other hand, the women are wearing surprisingly little clothing. So that's nice. Alex Hoffman, let's fight hard this time, boys and girls. We shall endeavor to do so. Come on, CDC. Greetings, lads. Also, to note, it also doesn't help that companies go out of their way to hire people that despise and outright hate the product. Yes. Better hiring practices are going to be very important. They're unironically going to start screening people. Straight up, they're going to start looking into them and going, okay, so what is your political positions? Like, I think diversity, that's fine. Next person, please. They're going to have to start asking people for their, bookers' biases, basically. Scarford is Strange, bring back Gamergate, Sings and Vivian James. Gamergate sings. Good God. At least Vivian is making her turn already. Let's see here. We need to bring up. There. The cartoons are returning. J-Mac. Hubris plus ideology. Sargon. Yes. And just ignorance as well on the topmost level as to why these projects got greenlit. Boo, can Sargon see why bronies like them will be? I don't even know what FIM is. God. Scarf of the Strange, same kind of people who put roofies in your drink. I mean, looking at the sheer amount of sexual harassment allegations against them, yes, that do appear to be the wokists. Marksman 117B, California is also doing land acknowledgements. Oh, they were still, I think they came up with the suggestion to pay, every black person reparation for slavery. And I think that still is working their way through, the Californian Senate or whatever. Boog, leave the woke billionaire corpus alone. Dev 2024. He did say that. I'm going to send that to Dev too. Zerg 1337. Dev, is the Emperor wearing clothes? No, never. Dev is quite convinced that the Emperor is fully clothed and has no idea why people are gaping and staring and pointing weirdly in his direction. Dev simply does not have any frame of reference for this at all. Dev doesn't even know what the concept of clothing is at that point, I'm pretty sure. Foxwood, ask Arch about Warhammer games and hyenas. I've actually told Sagan about that. I have. During our super secret meetings on occasion, I have told him about this stuff. Charlie the Beagle, I think the CEOs are out of touch by being surrounded by woke acolytes that tell him that the problems are an organized non-fan campaign to damage. Probably. I mean, that's the thing too. The opposite of the, hey, look at this is totally popular, is also the, oh, hey, look at all of this harassment that is being sent my way. You can't possibly want to help these people out, can you, big boss boy? Of course not. We must reject the evil people, for they are, hiccups, they are evil. Silver Castrol, remember this, fiducious duties, investors will sue. We can but hope. Problem is going to be proving it, really, because they're going to have to prove that they were taking these actions and that the actions were not in the best interest of the shareholders. That's going to be the really dangerous, but difficult part. Hero U45, this is a nice business you got there. Be ashamed if someone called you a racist. Yes, exactly. J Mac, if the 50 ArchCast memberships too. Thank you very much, sir. Very generous. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, so English. And R. Grey, hi Art and Sangon. You have broken avatar art. It does switch between talking and no talking version. There is just no talking one. Also, Death to Games Journals and Sweet Baby Inc. and its brethren. I'm aware. Disco is still trying to fix that, so Discord probably did something dumb on the back end, I can only presume. Metalworks 41190. Just to let you know, it took them over 2 years after they showed a trailer of Anthem to figure out what game they were making before starting development. Yes, it takes forever. And it allows for ridiculous ideas to emerge. Like, for example, oh god, what was that? Was that Anthem? Was that Anthem? It was Anthem. They also want the fucking power armor. So their entire marketing campaign basically revolves around giving you Iron Man power armor. And in-game, they give the Iron Man power armor a ridiculously short cooldown. Or a cool period. So that you can only fly for like 10 seconds. And then you have to land and wait until you can fly again. Oh yeah, that's totally what people want from their Iron Man power armor game. Flying for 5 meters, waiting for 30 seconds, and then flying for a further 5 meters. Aye. So on the ledge, nothing is connected, nothing is connected, nothing is connected. The enlightened centrist Leafs mantra. At least he's plenty based on the Sweet Baby Inc. thing, you know? Stormcrow 900. Bro, I remember the stream song and shared his discovery of Digra. I've read that like 3 times now. Blackstone. Sargon, Devin Art in the stream, just chatting politics and pop culture. I'm either dreaming on good drugs, so today's a very good day. Cheers, gents. Love your work and watched you as much as I can. Thank you very much. Charles the Beagle. H.G. Wells is the best example of a good leftist entertainment. A socialist who put his politics into his books, but it made for an interesting story. Absolutely.
Heresy's the question.
There's also
Fire is the
Orville.
answer.
Yeah, people forget Orville was a socialist. Orville supported the socialists in the Spanish Civil War, but unlike most socialists, he was able to openly engage with the problems of socialism, and that is what he explored in his books. Psycho Science Star has been a member for 7 months. Thank you very much, sir. What a blast from the past. I found Sargon through Mundane Matt. I read that one too. Through Sargon I found Devon Art, and I keep up with and value you guys' commentary. Thank you. Ashcole, what must be done to bring Total Biscuit back? I miss his reviews so much. Well, you're going to have to figure out some way to bring people back from the dead. You're going to have to Frankenstein him, which, if you do let me know. Boog, I don't want monkey, pride flight, transgender, or flag in Game Gear 2.0. Listen, we can use Dev for his investigative capabilities, and then we can, fire him afterwards. It's fine. Anthony Norwood, but I like my female noise marines that I bought to troll people. Well, you can make them so long as GW doesn't. Raining Tenor, then for 1 month, when are we gatekeeping the Purple Stateswoman? Once he outlives his usefulness, that's when. A Total Biscuit AI chatbot, that would be hilarious. That would be fantastic, actually. It would just go into minute detail about fucking option screens for 2 hours. Oh god, Okay, so for those of you who are uninitiated, Total Biscuit was a YouTube game reviewer who would go into ridiculous detail. I remember one video where he spent like 30 minutes talking to himself, discussing back and forth with himself as to what the meaning of the word fun is. Like, what is fun? How can I define fun? What is fun as an objective entity? And he just kept going. He completely forgot about the fucking video game at that point, and he just talked about this for 30 minutes. It was the weirdest thing ever, and it was why we loved him. And he spent like 10 minutes every video just looking at the option screen, going through in detail, like, where's the FOV slider? If I don't have FOV above 90, I get sick. God help me. He did do that. Contro Dim becomes a bridge god worshipper. Thank you very much, sir. Rain Terror, it's all the gender, not unisex. It is different. Good point. Alex, every battle is worth fighting, Art. Well, not the losing ones. No, you gotta avoid those. You can't. If you fight the losing battles, then you'll have lost. You need 100% win rate. This is a hard mode here.
The question. Fire is the answer.
Nicholas Allen, no gender bathroom when? Just shit. It's called India, where you just shit on the streets. Unironically, the United Nations has attempted to do public advertisement campaigns trying to urge Indian people to shit in the toilet, and they have been near universally resounding failures. Going to Odim, we can't give them an inch or they'll take a mile. Correct. Alexander, remember ESG is a loan, not a grant, and they need to be paid back. Yep. And with so many companies, going bankrupt and defaulting on their loans, eventually the investors started to realize that this just wasn't a very good investment. In fact, it was pretty much the exact opposite of a good investment. Sujard, Dead Space is not all at once, it's only a little bit of change at a time. Slippery slope isn't a fallacy. That is true too. We'll see in Dead Space 2, I guess. Sky of the Strange, popular things are most likely to get woke. Yep. Because they're popular, and therefore they are targeted the most. They've got largest numbers of people infiltrating them and trying to take them over. Dragon Soup, you don't hate journalists enough. You think you do, but you don't. Accurate. That was a lesson we should have learned back then. Talene Hayabusa becomes a member. Thank you very much. Marksman 117B. Speaking of the Japanese devs, Watching Legal Mindset, who is in Asia, has commented many times that they are unaware of the US culture war. Yep. Well, they're going to get convinced of it soon enough as it begins slowly but surely climbing and slithering their way. Razvan Constantine is a member for 9 months. Thank you for your continued support. There is a rare occasion of a good game like HD2. HD2? HD2. Finding a massive success. Helldivers 2. And Arch doesn't buy in. Arch has been robbed of the joy for new stuff, sadly. Well, I just waited long enough and eventually I figured Kyle would buy it for me, and he did. So now I get best of both worlds. I get to be the hippie who didn't buy Helldivers, and I get to play Helldivers at the same time. See how my way is the objectively superior way? The DCV Titan, equal under the law, commie dev. That's all Doppelgang says, oh Christ. Dev. He said it, though. He did say it. Like, you know, having different standards for different people isn't necessarily a bad thing. He did say it. I know what he meant, but I'm not going to interpret it in that way. The King in Fu. If Biden is incompetent, but he committed crimes while he was competent, which is the case, would the correct process not be to charge and convict him and then suspend his punishment? Maybe. Boog says if Democrats didn't have double standards, what standards would they have? A true VN statement. Ultimate Jedi. Swalwell literally threatened to nuke U.S. citizens. Sometimes extreme measures. Bob Evans on us. 1860s, the Democratic Party. Keep them darkies in the fields. Builds character. 2024, Biden. I didn't manipulate the black vote to become the president. Fingers crossed behind back. Well, remember, if you don't vote for Biden, you're not black. Reigning Tenor. Dev, that's literally absolving him of responsibility by being old. He isn't charged with anything and using people's short attention span to get away with it. Yep, absolutely. That's what I believe too. Because everyone already knows he's a demented old man. All of the people voting for him knows he's a demented old man. And so simply stating in legal documents that he's a demented old man changes nothing. And if it also gets him off legal charges, then there is obviously nothing but benefits to him in that. Threadnought says, Dev, she admitted they used military software to evade everything. She confessed to federal crimes and treason, and she is still free. Dean's Schrodinger's senility. Biden is senile or sound of mind depending on what benefits him and the Democrats the most. Yes. I mean, again, the opposite position would, of course, be, okay, if the Democrats now admit that he is senile and incapable of leading, surely they should take him off the ticket of their own volition. But they're not going to do that, because this is a strategy. Dreyfy. Yo, for Dev and you guys, you hear about Winnipeg's disease lab security leak that Poltivier did an announcement on regarding materials that had been leaked to the CCP and Trudeau was covering it up. I haven't heard about that. I'll send it on to Dev. Maybe he wants to look into it. Brian Linden, it's not tilted towards the Dems, it's towards insiders. Yeah, in certain cases. In many cases, in fact. So, thirdly, Yang, the Supreme Court thing was the states could not take him off the ballot and that determining insurrection required an act of Congress, not that they could not remove him on the insurrection. Callback. All slates presented has been selected by the states for the opposing candidate. This is standard. Dev is simply wrong. Mark Shamed. Mr. Benjamin Sargon, since you've been inviting communists to debate on load cities, when will you have Dev on? I did read that one. Kingslayer, Damocles. Just remember, Kamala Harris was with the rioters half an hour before they tried to break into the White House. Also, the second set wasn't legitimized by the state, it was the third set after the recount. Dev is wrong, as usual. Mercenary X21, when all said and done, Dev's going to eat so much crow. He is. And Artemis, fight me, Dev. Dev is afraid of Artemis. He's worried about him. Not Alfarius. Dev, when are you going on Rakita to be corrected on the election stuff? Mr. Bob, 7070 has been a member for 14 months, as I continue to take up. I think we have reached the point where the job corrupts the people. Even if they want to do good, there's always some pull to one agenda or another. There is also just the simple fact that when a position has a tremendous amount of power, like the presidency, it will attract people who want a tremendous amount of power. And as we all know, the last people you want to give positions of power to are the people who want power. Andrew Schmidt, Arch, Hoth video when? Eventually. I actually have one. It's like written out and everything. I have it. I even have art for it. Good art, too. Mr. Luckless, Carl, when are you going? And then it scrolled, and now I am buying time. When are you going to have your boys do another comics corner of the media-related video? It's been a while, and I'd like to watch something not related to current year nonsense. Maybe 2000 AD. 2000 AD would be a perfect fit for Sargon. The DCV Titan, the last good thing Mundane Matt did was warn people about The Last Jedi, then he fell to the woke side. Oh, God help me. Lord comes a Spartan, completely unrelated, but a lad that talks about interesting concepts, DJ Peach Cobbler. His stuff is fascinating and actually well researched. I'd recommend his video on Annihilation. It's very neat. Oh, there you go then. Artemis Fowl, I'm getting Dev to confront Brian Wu for her lying about being chased from her home. Good. Brianna Wu. Ah, God, we need to burn Dev. Burn Dev to the ground so he cannot become a bridge for these people. Mark James. So how is New Mogadishu as the British Isles get anti-colonized? We're still a while away from that, I am afraid. Like Nat, fell deeds awake. Now for wrath, now for ruin and the Red Dawn. Time to brush off the old armor, boys. Gondor calls for aid, and we must save it. Artemis Fowl, I will burn down Twitchpole before Dev gets a chance to save any of his fellow communists. Mark Shane, I want a Scot. A ginger Scot. No, a real Scot. I mean, real Scot. Perfection, hail the last king of Scotland. Ah, yes. There was a...
I have lost.
There was a performative art piece called The King of Scotland. I mean, actually, there was a movie as well. Let's see, there we go, the movie. The movie is actually good. I recommend the movie. Because in the movie, the guy with the lazy eye, whose name I can never remember, plays just an abject, crazy dictator villain, and God, is he perfect for the role. There's something with him. That guy, what is his name? I need to find his name. I need to find out his goddamn name. What is his name? Come on, IMDb. Be useful for once.
I have lost.
Forrest Whitaker. Shit. Forrest goddamn Whitaker. He is able to channel that deranged, scary, big black man energy better than any person I have ever known. Like, he can be so fucking malicious. Like, he vibrates evil energies. He feels dangerous as shit, and I love it. The last King of Scotland, he doesn't even need to say anything. He just looks at you. He just gives that scowl to the main character, and you're like, God damn it, he's gonna kill him, isn't he? He is so unbelievably perfect for that role. He does an amazing job. Dean's Notch and PewDiePie won. They did. They got out. Artemis Fowl, you are welcome for the evil period. IBS was a fun time. Body counts aren't bad. Some people destroy themselves. Dean Domino 25, Sydney Sweeney made a slight jab at the film on SNL. As well, I was in the movie called Madam Web, which you probably didn't see. Yeah. It's not a very good movie, but she looks good in it, so... Desert Hamster, will you be eating horse meat while doing MLP law? It's been very difficult to get a hold of horse meat around here recently, which is a tragedy. Normally, I could go to the butcher to get good horse meat, but it's been ages since I've had good horse meat. It's terrible. Horse is delicious, by the way. Thinly sliced horse meat with scrambled eggs and potatoes. So good. So good. Somebody out there, if you, if you have a horse rearing farm, feel free to send me some horse meat. Johnson Smith, a song on how do you feel about Arch having a better British accent than you? And thoughts about Sabaton? I'm sure he would love Sabaton. Sorry, not at Johnson Smith. Indeed, the only thing that gives away the fact that Arch isn't British is his inability to pronounce the letter W correctly. Well, sometimes I do, but it's the letter V, like Viking. Viking can trip me up because I get Viking. I pronounce the V as Norwegian and the rest in English, like Viking. What? Walking? Viking? I can't do it on command either, that's the worst part. The DCV Titan. No surprise, the Winnipeg lab had a security leak. Level 3 section poured samples down the sewer sink rather than the chemical sink. The year it opened. Somebody really needs to... I feel like we need a governmental entity to check out these facilities. McWild 11, hail his supreme glorious greatness, Sir Arch of Terror, our Lord and Saviour. Missed the whole thing. Will catch VOD, hopefully. Hi, Little Red Bridge Ave Sargon. Hello. Boycott 1 Plus. Hi, hail Arch. Oh, most reverend one. Speaking of bridges, have you seen Kirsch's video on the new DEI evolution, Bridge 2.0? I have not. Bridge 2.0. I don't... Oh, that's the idea of ESG moving on to a different thing, is it? I don't think we need to worry about it. Honestly, in a weird way, I think the ESG ideas themselves have become so thoroughly repugnant that even if they change the name, I think it's over for them. I guess we'll wait and see, but I do know of it, and I don't think it's going to work. Because, again, the people who manage a lot of these hedge funds are not idiots. You don't become a fucking billionaire by being a complete moron. They understand the underlying principles in ESG. And so when they start seeing the exact same underlying principles that failed them in ESG repeated again, but given a different name, I have the hope, at least, that they might look at it and go, no. We'll have to wait and see on that. That might be me being very, 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 very optimistic, but we shall see, we shall see. On as well, somebody clip Arch thirsting for horse meat. Listen, it's delicious. It's fucking delicious. Again, try it, seriously. If you live in a country where you can get horse meat, thinly sliced, scrambled eggs, warm, don't let them chill. This is a weird thing about Norway. We eat cold scrambled eggs, and I hate it. I always warm it up. And potatoes. Warm potatoes. Ah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And VG101 says, crocodiles is better than horse meat. Also, Dev, earlier is basically why I can't stand him. It feels like he has a fed gun to his head all the time.
Shit.
Oh, poor Dev. Poor little Dev. Horse sashimi. It wasn't very good. Well, horse... It needs to be salted, mind you. You gotta salt it. It gotta be heavily salted. Like, treated a little bit, you know? Johnson Smith. Can't say W. We were... I see what you're doing there. We were working and we are worked. The working... V's and O's trip me up. Working. Like, working. I need to think about that one. Because I think working. Because I pronounce the O too much. Working. Working? We were working. We were walking. We were worked. We have worked. But working is a bit more difficult. Okay. That is all of them, I do believe. Whew, that was a tiring stream. I don't know. I figured I'd get away from Power Washing Simulator, and this was a good excuse to not do Power Washing Simulator today. I'll have to do that on Sunday instead, I think. To finish the fight against the dirt. Until tomorrow, then, and D&D, which might be delayed, but is still presumably on.
I have lost.
We'll see about that. Sargon will update the rest of us as the time grows nearer, but for the moment, D&D is still on. So until then, have a very good day and a good night, chat.